Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas. Terry Beitler along with Carlos Robledo. We're here for a 32-5A football matchup between the Weslaco Panthers and the Hanna Eagles from Brownsville High School. And Carlos, despite everything on paper, I think we got a good ball game going our way tonight.
Yeah, it's still early in the season for the Weslaco Panthers and taking on a resurgent Hanna Eagle football team. This is a team with a lot of excitement. How many times have we come over to Sam Stadium and not a lot of excitement for the Hanna Eagles, but here we are once again from the Tuba section, and they're pretty excited about their football team. They had the 1969 football team out there, and they were out there. They were a district championship team, and pretty excited about what's going on here in Hanna as well. They should be. You know, they're not doing too bad. They're 2-0 in district, 4-1 on the season, and they got a pretty good offensive player by the name of Saldana, who is the leading rusher in District 32-5A with 784 yards, averaging 10 yards per carry. He's the number one guy. He's also the number one scorer in 32-5A. So that's the key right there for the Hanna Eagles. Get the ball into the hands of number 5, Saldana, for the Hanna Eagles. Weslaco's going to have to stop him.
Well, Weslaco is going to kick off to start the ball game tonight. A breezy evening, but much cooler than we've been used to. In fact, the ball has already fallen off the tee a couple of times. This feels more like October weather. It feels like middle October as a cold front blew through earlier today. Got a little rain with it, but other than that, the temperature down in the 70s for this football game. They're going to have to hold the football because it's blown off the tee about 3 times, and we're ready to go here. The Panthers are lining up, and here we go. Ball game underway. High end over end kick down to about the 6-yard line, picked up there, and right up the middle comes the runner, and he's still going. And down he goes at the 35. This has been an area of concern all year long, the special teams, and one more time, they get a good run back. That's Mike Garza, number 7. They bring it out to about the 37-yard line, and now we're going to watch this high-powered Hanna offense go to work.
Yeah, Hanna coming out really fired up here, Terry, on that return. You can tell that they're pretty enthusiastic. I don't know if it's the weather or it's their 2-0 or a start in district, but they look pretty pumped up. Weslaco's going to have to match that intensity.
Randy Ray is the quarterback, sends one receiver out in the I formation, and the big man, Saldana, is right behind him. He gets the football for the first carry. Can they get him? Well, he breaks a couple of tackles. 45-yard line, and whoa, good saving tackle by Eric Hernandez at about the 48. Carlos, I thought they had him at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, someone got into the backfield right there. They shoot the gap, but this guy, Saldana, not a very tall guy. You take a look at him, kind of a short in stature, kind of your Mishak Livas type. Of course, not as fast and quick, but this guy certainly got around the corner, and he picked up a first down and a whole lot more.
What's his name, Kiki?
I think it's Kiki, yeah.
Kiki Saldana.
Kiki Saldana.
Right. Ray is the quarterback, and he's got some good passer ratings in the district as well. This time again, and up over the 50, about the 48-yard line. Again, Saldana on the carry. Dominic Elmore on the stop for the Panthers here, who are on defense to start tonight's game.
Yeah, you can see the Weslaco Panthers really keen on Kiki Saldana right there. They shoot the gaps, and it looked like Tafoya had a shot at him, gets around him. And then Elmore, he's one of your faster guys on that onside linebacker spot right there. Going to have to keep up with Saldana tonight.
Second down and about 7 yards to go. The ball just inside Panther territory at the 49-yard line as they come to the line. Once again, just a conventional I formation here. Showing a block, and we got a penalty mark on the play. It's either going to be offsides or it is going to be, it's illegal procedure against Hanna, so that's going to cost them 5.
One of those things, Kerry, where you come out a little fired up about this football team. You know, one of these home games, that really big game for them. They want to start off 3-0 on the season. It's been a long time. When's the last time the Hanna Eagles have even been to the playoffs?
Tony Evans or Dave Evans' kid, and then another one, Tony, I can't remember. It's not Evans. He went to UT. He was
Tony Ellis?
Tony Ellis.
Yeah, Tony Ellis,
and
that kid.
Evans had when Dave Evans was here.
Evans, yeah. But probably the last time they went to the playoffs is probably when Coach Villarreal was here. So
that could be, yeah.
Hanna Eagles, they got a legitimate shot at making the playoffs this year.
One man in the backfield. They give it to Saldana. He's trying to get wide, and no, he is going to bring down at about the 38, 39-yard line. All kinds of contact, but who's getting up off the pile? Looks like Dominic Elmore again on the stop for Weslaco.
That's one of the things about this Weslaco defense. They've had their problems this year, but as the season continues, they're a young team. You're always going to get better as the season progresses, and you can see that this team right here, a lot of speed and Don't see a lot of size on this team, but a lot of speed. Weslaco has always had a lot of quickness and speed out there, so they can keep up with anybody.
I'll tell you, last Saturday, even though Pace scored 32 points, I thought the defense played very well against them. Fake the handoff. Here comes the rush, and the ball is on the ground, and it gets up. One more time, the Panther defense is coming out fired up tonight. That's going to bring up 4th down and long. That Panther defense looking good early on.
Tremendous job by Eric Hernandez, Terry. First of all, he goes in there, he creates a turnover, the quarterback picks it up, and then he goes after him, and he makes the tackle after that. That's the type of effort that the Weslaco Panthers are going to need to pick up a victory here tonight, especially here as the season continues. They're going to have to be making plays like that. 4th
down and 23 yards to go. The ball back to the 35-yard line, and back in the deep spot for Weslaco. Good snap this time, and a decent kick. And it looks like Omar Pena is over there on the return. The ball at the 36-yard line. So a good start for this Panther defense.
Yeah, that's the way you want to do it. Just get your team fired up and see what you can do. Get that offense on the football field. They've had problems as far as injuries are concerned, but this Weslaco offense, they got this scheme out here where you just plug in their running backs and see what you can do. They got that type of offense where they can score from anywhere on the field.
Big news out of the Panther camp is I believe they've got a new quarterback tonight, and I believe if we look at that, Carlos, it's number 15, Carlos Mondragon. He's a sophomore, just brought up. Handoff. And not much yardage on that play. It might be Ralph Garcia getting up off the pile. There it is, Ralph. But number 15, a youngster. Who knows? This might be a 3-year run for this kid.
And look at this, no huddle offense by Weslaco. They're trying to do everything to try to get something going here.
Handoff again. That's Burciaga, I believe. He's up over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Aaron Burciaga, number 8.
No huddle again. Look at this.
No huddle. Yep. They've scripted the first few plays. There might be out. Let's see if they're going to be offside or not. Nope. Handoff, Rojas coming wide. Can he get to the corner? 40, 45, 50. Down the sideline, out of bounds. John Rojas, he's the leading rusher for the Panthers and one of the top rushers in the Valley.
And leave it to Coach Villarreal to scheme something. Try to get something going to get your Panthers back on that winning track. Only one win this season. That was against Harlingen South, and they're trying everything right here. No huddle offense.
Hurry up offense coming your way. Cervantes. And he's going to find some blockers. We got a penalty marker down, and that was way away from the play. If you saw the penalty marker, it already come this way, and the man, now they're going to call holding. Interesting call. So penalties have been a killer all year for the Panthers. I didn't even see that because it was the flag was thrown after they had come to this side of the rush. That's going to cost them 10 yards.
And it'll also slow down the offense here on that quick. It's not even a no-huddle offense. It's a hurry-up offense, because not only were they going to the line of scrimmage and not huddling, they were going out there on a quick snap. So they were trying to keep the Hanna Eagles off balance there.
This is the first huddle they've had just about in the whole game here.
They tried it a little bit last week against Pace, and it was pretty effective.
All right. New quarterback, Mondragon, leads them up. 2 men in the backfield. Very tight formation here. And they send Rojas in motion. We got penalty markers everywhere. Ralph Garcia, the ball carrier, he's just bouncing off of people. But we've got, again, penalties on the play.
Yeah, a little anxious. This is going to go against Hanna Eagles because the man goes in motion.
Right.
Yep. And he's going to be in the neutral zone.
You're right, offside. I saw the side judge do that. And that's a big play for the Panthers because instead of 1st and 20, now it's just going to bring up 1st and 15. But, you're right. The Panthers have scored a total of 13 points in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So, they've got, and that's not Tony Villarreal football. He's used to putting a lot of points on the board. Joe DeLeon is the receiver to the way outside here. 3 men in the backfield. Now they send Cervantes, and we got confusion. We got timeout in the play. Timeout with no score here at Sam Stadium between Brownsville Hanna and Weslaco.
As a kid, I never thought about my future.
And school just wasn't that important to me.
Then I got involved in Gear Up activities.
Now, my grades are good, and I am ready for college.
I know I'm doing good.
I can feel it every time my parents tell me how proud they are.
In the spring, I graduate high school.
And then I'm off to college.
Getting involved in Gear Up? Yeah, that was a good decision.
Yeah, both teams coming back on the field after that timeout. That timeout was kind of predicated on the fact that there was a little confusion on where to set up that time. But now we're back. It's 1st down and 15. They break out of the huddle. Line of scrimmage at about the 46-yard line. And under center, about to go. Man in motion again. Fake the handoff. And handoff inside, not much on the play again, just straight up the middle dive play. Ralph Garcia's had about 4 carries already. Still waiting for R.C. Cervantes to take off of the ball. And, of course, John Rojas averaging well over 100 yards a game.
Yeah, one of the things about, the Weslaco Panthers, they got Randy Lopez, who's out with an injury. He'd been nursing a knee injury over the past few weeks. He's now out. We'll see how Madrigal does.
He's new. He's come up from the JV. They hand off to Rojas. He finds a seam. He's still going inside the 50 to about the 48-yard line. John was kind of going to the right and then cut up inside. He's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7 or 8 yards to go. Now this is an obvious passing down, but they haven't thrown a pass in a month. And any passes they have thrown, they've done in the first half, though.
Yeah, and then you also got a sophomore quarterback. Got a new quarterback out there. So this offensive line, if they do pass, first things first, protect him. Make sure he has plenty of time back there.
All right, Cervantes in the slot. He's going to go in motion to the far side, coming wide. Little counter play again, and 45-yard line. It is well scouted, that is for sure. 4th down and about 6 yards to go. And if they bring in a punter, it was Sabino Reyna's the punter. He got injured in the last game, but I noticed he was back out in his uniform again tonight. So we're going to assume that he's back punting, and I believe that's him back there, number 24. But understand, he's quick. He's in that track team, and he can take off and run.
This is one of those areas also, Terry, where coaches like to fake the punt right here. So look out for that right here on this play.
The line of scrimmage is the 45-yard line. Good snap. Just a quick kick. Down inside the 10-yard line, picked up over there, 20-yard line, and up to maybe the 25 or 30. And a net gain really of only about 15 yards in that particular punt. It did get down to about the 9, but by the time the Panthers could get down and cover, the runner was back up to the 29-yard line.
Coach Madrigal, he's of course not totally thrilled. They didn't get any points on the board, but he's got to be happy that Madrigal got a few snaps under and actually had about 7 or 8 plays on that little drive right there. So, you get the butterflies going, you get them out, you get them out there on the football field for a little bit, didn't make any mistakes, and they put him out there on your second drive and see what he can do.
1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Kiki Saldana, their big runner. Now they're going to throw. Ray is the quarterback. He's still rolling. Now he's going to take off and run. And he gets some great blocking to the outside. I'll tell you what, number 33 took out about 3 Panthers on the way for Hanna, and that is number 33, Mario Molina. I thought he did a great job. He allowed his quarterback to get almost a 1st down. Yeah,
he went out there and he was locked on one of our cornerbacks out there. He knocked him down, and then a couple other guys went down after that. Tremendous job there by that outside receiver. Garza, by the way, they got 2 Garzas on this football team. They're the number 2 and number 3 receivers in 32-5A.
All right, that first pass attempt, though, he did not get up. Hand off to Saldana, trying to find a hole, and he does, and down the field he goes. 40, 30-yard line, 20. He might take it all the way. Touchdown, Kiki Saldana. And that is about 62 yards on my predictions. He started from about the 38-yard line with 62 yards. And we watched the replay as he just got by one man and beat everybody. 5:15 to go in the quarter, and Saldana put Hanna on the board. That was a 2-play drive. Wow.
2-play drive just off to the side, and nice blocking up front by the Hanna Eagles, and then all the rest with Kiki Saldana. I don't think anyone touched him.
71-yard drive and 2 plays. That was quick. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:15 to go in the first quarter, the Eagles strike first. They lead 7-0.
All across the Rio Grande Valley, high schools are changing. Have you heard about early college high schools that work, and T-STEM centers? At my school, we're divided up into small learning communities. They're kind of like small schools within a school that give students, just like me, the opportunity to develop relationships and to study in a personalized environment. All these changes are for really good reasons, to prepare us for education after high school and for future careers. Change is good.
Region 1 ESC Gear Up and Channel 5 News want to remind you a college education is the key to your future.
John Rojas is deep. And I believe that's Omar Pena, number 16, back there with him. And here comes the kickoff. Low line drive down the middle. Looks like Pena's going to pick it up there. Up to the 20. Right up the middle he goes. Tries to get to the outside. 25, 35, 40. That is the best return of the season for the Panthers. Over the 40-yard line. All year long, we've had a little difficulty with the special team, but that was the best of the season right there.
Yeah, you got to improve week in and week out, and that was just a good job there by the special teams, the return team right there. Seamed right up the middle. He saw the hole. He took advantage of that. Gets them in nice field position.
All right, yes, they do. They start out at about the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Remember, essentially they're going with a rookie quarterback, number 15. He's listed as a sophomore, so he's getting his first varsity experience here tonight. I formation, second man through. Rojas makes a nice little cut up to about the 50, maybe to the 49-yard line. Good little run that time by John Rojas.
Yeah, I got the surge of that offensive line. Didn't look like there was much there, but the white jerseys pushing the brown jerseys back. That's what you want to see by that big offensive line.
All right, they bring the plays in. Number 11, Joseph Martinez, will run the plays in from the sideline. R.C. Cervantes, they've moved him back to a receiver. Hand off, first man through. Nope, second man through. My bad again. Boy, I'm missing at that one. John Rojas. And Rojas, you know, he had a good game last week against Brownsville Pace.
Great job, offensive line once again. Celio Peña, number 50, he's a 5'11", 240 guard. He just took one of the defensive linemen for Hanna Eagles right out of that play. Seam to the left-hand side, the near side of your football screen, of your television screen. And here we go, the Weslaco Panthers, 2 plays, and now they're in Hanna territory.
I'll tell you what, John Mark Calvillo is the offensive line coach. He graduated here at Brownsville Hanna under Tony Villarreal. Madrigal, little inside handoff, maybe got a yard or so. And he told me, he works with us over at Central Middle School, that these kids are brand new. Other than Larry Cardenas, who's the center, this is a brand new offensive line as one of the guys gets up kind of slow. I'm not sure who that is, number 72 or 62, I believe.
I think it's 32, Terry.
Is it 32?
It's a smaller one of the running backs.
Oh, is it? Okay, that would be Ralph Garcia if that's who it is. Ralph has been pretty durable up to this point. But anyway, John was telling me, Carlos, that these kids are new. So, you know, an offensive line is, to me, the most important part of a team. And sometimes it just takes a while to get together and know your blocks, know where you're supposed to be, because they really have to do work as a unit.
Yeah, and if you think about it, over the past couple of years, Jerry, we had, Gilbert Pettis that was there for a couple of years, and his cousin, another Pettis, one of the Pettises that was also on that offensive line. And, it's a complicated scheme. I remember talking to Gilbert Pettis about running this offensive line. You go up there to the line of scrimmage, and then you're making changes. You're making audibles left and right. So it's not an easy offense. So you go up there, and you're a sophomore, you're a junior, or you haven't played varsity football. You're learning on the go.
Yeah, we used to love to watch Gilbert Pettis go out and block. I mean, some of their blockers downfield were just awesome to watch. That dominant. Well, here we go. Break the huddle. 2nd down and 10. Cervantes in motion to the far side. He gets the ball behind his blockers. 40, cuts up into 35, still going, and he's diving for that first down. Good play by R.C. Cervantes. Down to about the 27-yard line.
Weslaco Panthers now in business, Terry. This is the drive that started at the 47-yard line. 4 plays later, they're over here knocking on the door. This is their 2nd first down of this drive.
All right, yeah, they've looked, I think, other than that one play, the home run that Saldana took off on, they've looked pretty good.
Yeah, they're making this defense look bad.
Well, you had to wonder at some point the team was going to take off and go. Mondragon in motion. Inside handoff, got some running room down to the 20-yard line, and that is number 27. I believe that is Herrera.
Got the offense. Go ahead.
No, it's Fernando Herrera is the guy who's running.
Offense running on full cylinders now. A little fake one way, give the other. That's the misdirection offense that Coach Villarreal has been using, that slot T. It's been effective for many years. It's working to perfection here on this drive.
All right, the ball at between the 21 and 20. They got about 3 yards to go here. Coming wide. Now up the middle they go. 15-yard line and about the 14. John Rojas again. And he moves the sticks, and this is a very impressive drive by the Panthers down to 2:33 to go. And maybe that's the way they can stay competitive, is to ball control.
Yeah, play with a little heart, play with a little bit of desire. John Rojas that time jumping up in the air to get over a tackler. and picks up another first down.
Ball on a 13-yard line. First down and 10 to go. Panthers break the huddle with a new quarterback, Madrigal. Cervantes in motion, going the far side. Inside handoff, bumped at the line, still going, bumped again. Good defensive play that time by Hanna, as there wasn't much. Herrera again, not much running room that time.
Yeah, it's going to get a little bit tougher now as you get inside the red zone. You know, you don't have your safeties and your DBs playing so far back because they don't have to. They don't have much real estate back there, so they play up a little bit more. It's a little bit harder to run.
Well, they bring the play in. I believe that's Ryan Flores, number 40. And he'll play a running back. He's a linebacker, but he plays like a blocking back in there as well. Second down and about 9 yards to go here. One receiver to the left. Little movement, handoff again, right up the middle. That's big number 40, Ryan Flores. He's tall, big guy. Got it down to about the 5-yard line.
We always talk about third downs and converting on third down. Here's a big one for Coach Villarreal because he's going to have to make a decision. If you don't get the first down right here, do you go for it or do you kick a field goal?
Well, they've had some problems with the kicking game this year. It's been something else. So I've got a feeling they're going to go for it. This is 4-down territory. And you got to you're what 0-2 in the district. You got to make a statement here, you know. But here we go early on. Cardenas leads them out of the huddle here. Joe DeLeon is over there as a receiver, in motion again, and
contact.
I got to believe this is offside.
Yeah, it's a first down.
Hey, give the quarterback, the sophomore, credit because his cadence has got to be bothering him a little bit.
Yeah, and also give the everyone else. The offensive line and everyone else for not moving at all. No, they're going to say it's against Weslaco.
I didn't see.
Did not see any movement at all.
Yeah, I didn't say any movement at all on our team. But now that's going to bring up third down and about 7 to go. And that may change the play. I'm not sure. They're going to send somebody in from the sideline here, I think. Nope. Tony Villarreal is going to call a timeout. Timeout with, well, the clock just moved. 41.2 seconds to go. It's the Eagles 7 and the Panthers nothing.
We believe that every deserving Hispanic student in the Rio Grande Valley should have an opportunity to pursue a college education. Vamos, the Valley Alliance of Mentors for Opportunities and Scholarships. If you're ready to share your knowledge and experience, become a Vamos mentor or sponsor. If you have proven yourself academically and need financial assistance for college, contact Vamos. Vamos, building your dreams.
Yeah, the Panthers coming out on the field after Coach Tony Villarreal has called a timeout. And this time it was the coach calling it.
Yeah.
This is a big play in this drive.
It is a big play when you got a sophomore quarterback. You got to make sure he's got the right play down.
All right, they send Joseph Martinez off to the right. Madrigal, the quarterback. Hand off. No, it fakes. Is he going to throw? He's got to. Oh, he had DeLeon wide open at the 5. That would have been 6 points easy. Threw behind him. My goodness.
Had a little bit of pressure coming on him. We talked about that offensive line giving that sophomore quarterback some time, but this time, this Hanna defense, number 2 ranked in 32-5A for a reason, puts a little bit of pressure on the sophomore quarterback, and that's why he threw a little bit behind.
Now, I don't know if it looks like they're setting up for a field goal here, and that's Bocanegra, number 2. He's been their kicker, but he struggled, but hey, if he can get it up and get it through, we'll see. R.C. Cervantes is your holder. The line is, or the attempt is from the 18. That would be a 28-yard kick. Good snapback. Kick is up and right down the middle. How about that? 31.9 seconds to go, and the Panthers are on the board. They trail 7-3. This is the most impressive I've seen the Panthers look since the first game against Harlingen South.
Well, it's a 10-play drive. It started at the 47-yard line. They go all the way down to, the 10-yard line, and they get the kick. They get the nice little field goal right there to put some points on the board. That's a good little drive because not only it was a 10-play drive, they got converted 3 first downs. They got 3 first downs, but they also kept that high-powered offense off the field.
That's true, and they scored. You don't want to ever come away empty after you put that much work into it. I tell you, I was impressed. What impressed me also was the fact they passed the ball, and that could have been 7 points there.
The play was there.
Yep.
Just a little trouble getting the ball to the receiver.
Yep. And he had time to throw. Anyway, we got 31.9 seconds to go to the end of the first quarter, and we've got to keep Kiki Saldana in check, and I think we've got a good chance in this ball game. So Bocanegra is going to kick the ball off here. Down the middle, picked up at about the 28-yard line, trying to come wide and up to the 35. Good coverage that time by the Panthers. In on the stop that time, number 34 for Weslaco. And that is Lionel Enciso. But what do we got going here? We're going to kick this over again?
Looks like it, Terry.
Yeah.
I don't see the call on the field, but it's definitely going to be a re-kick.
I didn't see the penalty.
Well, it's over here on the 40-yard line, so it's probably going to be offsides against the Panthers.
But you know, I remember, I think you did the game with me at Harlingen South, didn't you? Where at one point they started kicking the ball down the middle like this, and it was very effective as far as the running back, because the guys in the up are not used to being the runners, so to speak.
Guess they declined the penalty.
Yep, 36-yard line. So here we go. Let's keep an eye on things here.
Got stuff falling down all over the place. Your magnifying glass.
Okay, we'll fix it. In the middle, and down they come at about the 37-yard line. Eric Hernandez on the stop for the Panthers.
Yeah, it looked like a little wrestling move there by Hernandez to make that tackle too.
All right, and only about one, but the guy you got to watch out for, and you're right, he's like Mishak in that he can go all the way. But we're going to go to the end of the first quarter with a score. The Eagles 7 and the Panthers 3.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I live the Army values. I will never
accept defeat.
I am the guardian of freedom
and the American way of life.
I am the Army National Guard.
Defend freedom. Visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com today.
We're all ready to go. That is quick. And Hanna is up to the line. Hand off to Saldana in the backfield. He is Eric Hernandez again, just throws him down.
Got to use that quickness by Hernandez. Why not? Shoot him in the gap. Shoot him through the gap and see what he could do. Hernandez is a little guy, but when you're going up against Kike Saldana, who's not much bigger than Hernandez, that's going to be a pretty evenly matched game right there, and Hernandez able to bring him down.
I don't think Saldana is going to run over anybody, but he is so quick that it's kind of like Michael Blackman. He gets to the outside and he can do a lot of damage. So here we go, big 3rd down and 12 play for Weslaco. Can they stop him and get the ball back? They're straight back to drop as Ray, big rush put on, and he is going to be hammered by number 77. We don't call his name very much, but a big play. I don't even have him on my roster, 77. Where'd he come from?
Nope, not on the roster at all.
Yeah,
but
77, wow.
Good job by him. He's one of your interior linemen, one of the bigger boys who got back there and makes the tackle. So here we go. The Weslaco Panthers, after, making a stop and getting 3 points.
I was talking to one of the other coaches.
They're able to stop the Hanna Eagles and see what they could do here, getting the ball back in good field position.
Yeah, he didn't even know who 77 was. Here comes the, oh, the ball is up in the air. They're going to be a penalty marker, but I think I'm going to have to go down and give him some tips on blocking punts here, but good try. Number 12 is still down. That's going to cost the Panthers, but is it an automatic first down or not? Because that's 4th down and 20. Is it automatic or not? Depends on, I guess, the contact.
Well, and you can't blame Dominic Elmore because he had a perfect shot up there. He just missed that ball by inches.
Oh. Yeah, see, even though it's 15 yards, it wouldn't have even been a first down, but because of the nature of it, the personal foul, they get the automatic first down.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like you're getting
double penalized.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah.
It's like
you're
right. Getting penalized twice. Not only the 15 yards, but also they get an automatic first down.
I thought for sure they were going to block that thing, and one of the things you have to do is you can't go for the kicker. You've got to go for a spot where the ball might be, and it just tough break for the Panthers. They did a great defensive job against the Eagles on that tie. Now sometimes when you get a second chance, you got to really dig down. Ray to throw up the middle, launches a long one. He's got a receiver out there and out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. That's number 7.
Yeah, this Mike Garza, and you see the arm by this guy. Oh my goodness, Randy Ray. He threw in out that one. That was just a beautiful pass. I'm looking at the replay on the scoreboard right now. We can't see it at home, but That was a nice pass. You know, Mike Garza just in stride, Terry. He beat the cornerback over there, and a nice pass by Ray.
So that penalty has been one of the biggest plays of the ball game so far. Another quick pass out here to number 10. This one is incomplete. That was partially blocked at the line of scrimmage, I believe.
Yeah, good job once again. Michael Syons able to get his big hands up there and block that one down.
All right, second down. Boy, I tell you, what a unfortunate break for the Panthers. And this has happened a lot, where they go and they do a great job. They fail to block the punt. They run into the kicker. And now all of a sudden, Brownsville Hanna's trying to make you pay with a long pass.
Yeah, 2 big plays, that 30-plus yard pass and the 15-yard penalty. That really hurt Weslaco here.
Yeah, Tom Chavez, he's a veteran coach. That guy knows his business. Randy Ray, a good quarterback. They're showing blitz, handoff, and trying to get outside is the runner. And that Saldana gets down to the 15-yard line. And I believe he's got the first down, or if he doesn't, he's real close.
You know, and the Hanna Eagles doing a good job of you know, keeping the defense honest. Not only, you know, relying on Saldana and the nice passing game and the running game, I should say, but they pass the ball as well. They have over 1,000 yards rushing of offense, but they'll also pass when they need to. They have over 700 yards of passing on the season.
Yeah, that's good balance. But you know, Tom Chavez has been he's used the forward pass when he used to coach at Rivera. So, you know, this guy, he knows both sides of it. Third down and real short. And they're going to get the first down as they get inside the 15 to about the 12. So 1st and 10 for the Hanna Eagles.
Going on an 8-play drive now here, Terry. It started at the 36-yard line. So the Hanna Eagles, getting a break from that penalty, are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that penalty has been the biggest play of the game so far, no, without a doubt. Even bigger to me than the pass play. Because it looked like the Panthers were going to get the football back and start one of their own again. Well, here we go. 1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line. I formation again. Ray fakes, he's going to throw. He's got a receiver, he lofts one into the end zone. And caught, touchdown. That's Garza again. And boy, they're turning around the defensive back. They really weren't even positioned to make the interception that time.
Once again, you got to hand it to Ray and Garza. Garza goes to his spot. It's over there in the corner of the end zone. And Garza able to go up there, make the catch. Our cornerback over there just goes right by him. Touchdown, Hanna Eagles. This is a 64-yard drive. Once again, the penalty helped it out.
Yep, that was a big play on the drive. Here's the snapback. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:25 to go to halftime, Hanna now leading 14-3.
Get a life, a student life.
Get a college education, a great one, close to home.
Lots of career choices.
Certificates, associate degrees, or a bachelor's degree.
With flexible class schedules, or learn from home with online classes.
And now, online associate degrees.
Affordable tuition.
A great education.
And an awesome student life.
Get it all at South Texas College.
Carlos says they come back in the field. I've noticed, looked around, the improvements that they have made to this stadium over the last few years are awesome. I can remember a few years ago, you couldn't even walk on this field. The grass was so bad, you would slip and fall on the grass. And they put, first of all, they put the old AstroTurf in, and a few years later they put this synthetic turf in, which looks beautiful. And now they've got the new scoreboard down to the west end of the stadium, and they have really, and they've painted the place. It looks nice here.
It looks nice, and it's a stadium that's been around since the 60s, I believe. Old
54.
54?
Yep.
That's pretty old, so yeah, it's a really nice stadium.
That goes deep in the end. They announced before the game the stadium was built in 1954, so that would make it 55 years old. And of course, they've done some renovations since then, but I've seen a lot of it in the last 10 to 15 years. Like I said, they repainted the place. The scoreboard this year looks like a brand new scoreboard. They got the big Sam Stadium up there. Like I said, Brownsville with 5 schools playing here, it gets a lot of business.
One of the things, though, real quick here, they don't show the replays of the opposing team.
No.
Whereas in Weslaco, we do. We show the replays of both teams.
All right, Rojas, I believe. No, it's the quarterback. Takes off Madrigal up to the 30, not out of bounds, and somebody come out and put a little push. But, man, where did this guy come from? Carlos Madrigal, a sophomore, and he's kind of reinvented the quarterback position for the Weslaco Panthers.
And he's getting a lot of high fives and some pats on the backs after that play right there. And I don't know if that was a naked bootleg or a busted play, but he took off running, gets the first down.
And when he got over to about lane 3 on the track, But he's, like I said, he's giving him a little spark. He looks a little enthusiastic when he's out there, and that's great. First down and 10 is Mondragal. R.C. Cervantes is going to come in motion this way. And they're going to go a counter to Rojas. 35 cuts up, 40. They're pushing the pile. Looked like Hanna was pushing the own pile and got him up to about the 43-yard line. I think he's got another first down.
Good job by Rojas. He's showing some quickness and some speed, and that's one of those plays. You could bounce it to the outside, but if you see the seam up the middle, take it. That's what he does and picks up another first down.
I'll tell you, Saldana can break it, but I guarantee you if John Rojas gets loose, he can break it too. He's got a very good speed. All right, first down and 10 on the first down there. Mondragal under center, I formation, handoff, and bumping to the outside. I believe that's Rojas again, over the 50. I see a flag, I believe, on the far side of the field, right at the end of the play. I do. A yellow hanky. And most of the flags have gone against the Panthers so far, unfortunately. They're going to call holding, yep. Tough break again. This has just been every single game. In fact, the first game I think we did against Harlingen South, they had 17 penalties for 135 yards, and right now that's hurting them because they are moving the ball against this defense.
Yeah, they got 2 first downs on this drive, and then this one was a nice long run there, a good 7 or 8 yard, but the holding penalty brings it back, and instead of second and short, it's going to be first and long.
8:40 to go at halftime, 14-3, Hanna leading, and Mondragal leads them out, that tight running formation. Inside handoff, might have got 3 or 4 yards up to the 39-yard line. That's the kind of play, that's who it was, Ralph Garcia. Every time I see that inside handoff, it's got to be Ralph Garcia.
Yeah, he's one of the bigger boys that can kind of bulldoze his way down the middle, but that penalty, Terry, that slows down the momentum. 2 big plays, they get the holding penalty. Now this one, only a short gain, and it's a momentum killer.
Well, the 2 biggest penalties was this one and then the one against the punter. Those have been the 2, to me, the 2 key plays in the ballgame. Here we come, looking back against the grade, nothing there. Maybe no gain in the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long yardage to go. John Rojas again.
Swarming defense here by the guys in the brown jerseys. They get into the backfield quickly. Not really shooting the gaps, playing more of a gap control type of defense, and that's kind of what you need to do against the Weslaco Panthers in the slot T. Just stay in your position because you never know when that running back's going to come at you.
Well, they've got 3rd down and about 13 yards to go, and so far in the season, every time they've got this situation, they've run the football. They just haven't passed. So let's see if the new quarterback gives them a little energy and goes that way. Cervantes is going to come in motion. And they're going to go behind. Yeah, he's going to take the ball behind the blockers, tries to cut up the field. He's got a little running room, but he's not going to get 14 yards in that play. Gets up to about the 46-yard line. Maybe that's about it. Now we're going to punt the ball, and that's always an adventure. Sabino Reyna is the punter. Number 24 at defensive back.
Wow, once again, Terry, you talk about the penalties in that last drive by the Hanna Eagles, the 15-yarder. Man, what a shift that would have been. Weslaco had just scored. They were going to get the ball back in good field position. Instead, they drive down the field. They get a touchdown. Weslaco, they were going to overcome that. They continue to move down the field. The holding penalty stops everything. And ever since that holding penalty, nothing doing.
4th down and 9. And Sabino Reyna, fair catch at the 37-yard line, no return. So that's where Hanna will take over the football. Actually, now they're going to mark at the 39-yard line. So that's where the drive will start, 39. This is big, Carlos. We got 6:32 to go to halftime. This is big for us to stop them and keep it at 14-3 and, maybe get a little momentum going back the other way. But they got some big boys coming on. I'm looking at 74, 88, 72. They got some hosses.
Got a big offensive line, yeah, that's for sure. And nowadays, you get those big boys. You get those 285, 295 guys.
They're going to throw down the middle. Throw the long one again. That's kind of a repeat. And did he catch it again? I think he did. I'll tell you what, they're picking, I'm not sure who the cornerback, and they're beating him every single time.
This guy Garza has a lot of speed. You got to respect that speed by Garza. That Garza again, Matt Garza. Mike Garza, I should say. He just goes out there and he just sprints, Terry. He just takes off running. It's just a go pattern. He goes, and so does Ray. Ray throws it right to him, and he just runs towards the ball. Nice catch.
They're picking on Omar Pena. They are picking on his corner. All right, 6:25 to go. We were just talking about holding, but that was a huge play down to the 23-yard line. That really shortens the field up for guys like Kiki Saldana. I formation this time, 1st and 10 for Brownsville Hanna. Well, the little draw play, and there goes Saldana. He's down to about the 14-yard line. He's going to get another first down, I believe.
Yeah, you have to respect the pass now because they already have a couple of deep passes. So you see Ray go back in a passing formation, but it's a quick little draw, and Saldana nearly picks up a first down.
Yeah, Garza's beating his man every time, isn't he? The wide receiver. So, and the passes are right there. I mean, he's just laying them up, and Garza's just running underneath him and making the catch. Well, here we go. Actually, about a 9-yard gain, 2nd down and 1. Very tight I formation here. Fakes, he's going to throw again. This time he goes the other way. Got a receiver out there, and no, incomplete, but that was close. And that's number 10. I believe that's a brother, isn't it, on the other side?
That's Anthony Garza.
Garza?
They got 2 Garzas on this football team, A Garza and M Garza. Anthony Garza had that one right in his hands, but he just dropped it.
All right, but that still brings up 3rd down and maybe a half a yard, so that's kind of a free play, you might say. But you're right, they're out there, and they're beating the secondary right now.
Well, the quarterback's doing a good job.
Yep.
You got to give Ray a lot of credit. He's putting the ball in the right spot.
That, and he's getting time to throw. I mean, he's making it quick. This is like a quick drop. He's not going back there and looking around. Hand off to Saldana. Tripped up, but he's going to get the first down. He was tripped up, might have been by Dominic Elmore, but he gets down to about the 11-yard line, 1st and 10.
Dominic Elmore once again in the backfield, disrupting things, and just gets a shoestring tackle out of that one, but it's not enough. The first down, the drive continues.
5:30 to go in the halftime, and boy, I'll tell you, we thought maybe we could hold them down to 14 points at halftime, but right now Hanna is really pushing on the Panther defense and keeping them on the field quite a bit. First down and 10. The line of scrimmage is about the 11, so they actually could get another first down here. Man in motion for the first time. Ray looking around. He's going to drop. He's going to throw. He's looking to his left over here into the end zone. And he caught it. Touchdown. That is Anthony Garza. That is what he has just been uncanny in his passing. Anthony Garza. And it's 20-3, Hanna in the lead.
What an incredible catch. I watched the replay once again off the scoreboard. Only got 1 foot in down, but that's all you need in UIL football. Anthony Garza, a tall, lanky guy, goes up there, gets the ball, brings it down. Touchdown, Hanna.
Yep. And so far, they're making it look easy. They lead 21-3 with 5:03 to go to halftime. The 2 biggest plays of the game to me have been the punting penalty against the Panthers, and then a 15-yard or a 10-yard holding penalty that stopped the drive. I mean, you just never know what would happen if those penalties didn't exist.
The Hanna Eagles, a 5-play drive. That was just a 5-play drive there, Terry. A 30-plus yarder to Mike Garza, 61 yards for the touchdown, or the 61-yard drive, I should say. Anthony Garza capped it off with the TD.
Yeah, one big running play by Saldana, but more other than that, Carlos, we've been keeping their running game kind of in check. But the passing game of Hanna has just been spectacular, to say the least. As we're getting a lot of Hanna fans coming up here. Right now, let's see if they can get that offense going here. John Rojas, one of the deep men. Last time this guy kicked it out of the end zone almost. Omar Pena and John Rojas deep. Other than that, the Panthers have about 9 guys up within about 15 yards of the ball. Now they move back a little bit. High. Boy, that kick is deep. The back part of the end zone and out of play. So the Panthers are going to get the ball at the 20-yard line with 5:03 to go to halftime. Need some points. Need some points. Even though the Panthers have scored 3 points, I'm more impressed by Hanna's offense than I am their defense.
Yeah, and when's the last time we see the Hanna Eagles air it out like that?
Yeah, it was Tom Chavez, the influence of Tom Chavez.
You know, past few years, it's been the Weslaco Panthers that have had the showcase offense. Hanna Eagles look pretty tough.
I formation. Madrigal's got a man in the middle. Oh! Martinez, I thought he had it and it just went over his head. But that pass was, boy, that was a bullet out there to Joseph Martinez.
Well, he shows that he has the arm. He had a little bit, and he also had plenty of time. Goes that back there, sets his feet, gets balanced, had plenty of time. Just unable to come up with the reception, the receiver.
All right, 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. You know, the other thing is, though, if they start throwing the ball a little more, that is going to really open up the offense here. Get the fumbleitis, huh? Fumblewiski. Yeah. Hand off, trying to cut up the middle and maybe to the 23-24-yard line is John Rojas. You know what I haven't seen tonight, and I don't even know if he's playing, is Aaron Burciaga, number 8. Have not seen him in the lineup so far.
He's been a little banged up.
Yeah.
He's been a little banged up since the beginning of the season, and he was one of those guys that was coming back from last year, a sophomore from last year, one of your key players on your football team. But yeah, you're right. Haven't talked much about him.
I saw him on the uniform, but I don't know if what his availability is. All right, here we go. 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. Madrigal again, straight back drop. Oh, he threw it a little bit high. It's going to be incomplete. I don't know if there was a busted route or whatnot, but it looked like the receiver stopped over there, Cervantes, and now it's 4th down and about 7, and that's going to probably bring Sabino Reyna out here and put the pressure on the defense, because Hanna has shown that they can score in a hurry between the running of Saldana and the passing of Ray.
They're going to get the ball in good field position here. Terry also got a little bit of wind. That's going to be against Sabino Reyna, so he's going to have to battle the wind, try to keep this ball low so he can get the punt off and do the best they can, but Hanna should get the ball in good field position.
Line of scrimmage is about the 24-yard line. Oh, a good kick that time. Back to about the 43, picked up there. A block in the back. We saw that from up here. 2 penalties, and that's gonna take that return back a few yards. I saw the block in the back on I believe on Dominic Elmore, against Dominic Elmore, and that's going to cost Hanna some yards.
Yeah, that'll give him a few more extra yards right here on the block in the back, and Elmore's looked like he's just trying really just to get out of the way. It would look like it was just incidental, but nonetheless, the official sees it.
Okay, they're going to bring it back to about the 41-yard line. So, hey, a good kick that time by Sabino Reyna. But now what we got to do is we got to watch over there on that far corner position, and let's see who's taking it. Sabino Reyna is at the corner now. They're going to put Sabino Reyna on Mike Garza this time. Let's see what happens here, one-on-one. No, they're going to run the ball to Saldana. They're going to get him. Well, I thought they were going to get him in the backfield. Now Reyna's going to come up and get him. He's going to get about 8 or 9 yards. They had him for a loss, and he got about 8 or 9 yards out of that play.
Trying to do their best to get back there and disrupt the things in the backfield, but Saldana able to make something out of nothing.
All right, the ball up to near midfield. It's going to be short of a 1st down, but little run play that time as they bring the clock under 4 minutes. We're watching the replay. We do get to see the home team replay, though.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Yeah. Why don't they run Weslaco replays?
No, that's...
At Bobby Lackey, we run both replays.
Yeah, well, we're a different crowd here. Oh, this one I think is going to be offside against the Panthers. There was a movement on the line on the right side of the Hanna line, and they tried a real quick pass, and then maybe they're going to go against Hanna, so it's going to cost them 5. But Hanna has shown, Carlos, that despite the penalties, they can get 25 or 30 in a hurry.
Oh yeah, they got a couple of 30-plus yard plays already with Ray back there to Garza, and Garza, they've shown they can pass that ball when they need to.
Well, I'm watching Sabino Reyna. He's been kind of lacing up against Mike Garza, but he and Pena are the deep backs, the cornerbacks. Omar Pena is going to take on Anthony Garza. Nope, they're going to run the football again, and again there's a stoppage of play. This time against the Hanna Eagles again. So they've had some problems a little bit, Carlos, with some penalties of their own, the little ones anyway, the 5-yarders.
Yeah, they had the ball in good field position there for a minute. Then all of a sudden they're driving back in the other direction.
Now, we talk about the scoreboard. There's nobody that touches Weslaco when it comes to the utilization of that scoreboard. Both, fair on both sides, and do a great job with the board. All right, I formation. 2 receivers to this side. Nope, little draw play. Do a little diving and breaking tackle. Still on his feet, and still going. Elmore finally gets him. Finally. I mean, how many tackles did this little guy break? If they show the replay of this thing, man, this guy, here we're going to go. We're going to get an instant replay on the big board and watch him. He's in trouble there. He breaks 1 tackle for sure. Gets to the outside, still going wide. Another broken tackle. And finally, Elmore kind of just trips him up on the far side of the field. And it's 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. Big play here for the defense. They're going to send Mike Garza to the right. Anthony Garza and some friends. They better get some players over there. They get some open people here. They look that way, wide open up there. And, a big hit. A great play by, is that number 3, David Ibarra? And Carlos, he was waiting for that receiver to come after him.
Well, they had double coverage out there, had a couple receivers. They threw it to him, and Mike Garza right there left himself wide open, and he was hit hard, didn't come up with the ball.
All right, a big play by the Panther defense, 4th down. My only advice is stay away from the punter. Let's get a return, and let's get some yardage here. High snap over the punter's head, and he got a great punt off. Oh, I thought Omar Pena was going to come up and get it, but Carlos, here we go. 2:49 to go. We still have 1 timeout left, and we got time to hit the home run ball if John Rojas or somebody can take off with it.
Yeah, and they're going to need to get something going here now. This is an opportunity. They missed out on an opportunity earlier in this game when they stopped the Hanna Eagles on a drive. But this time, you got your quarterback. Yep, he's a sophomore quarterback. He's been out there for a couple of series. Let's see what he can do now.
Well, I think his confidence level is going up. Mondrago, man in motion. Fake, he's going to throw up the middle. Let's see if he's got the receiver out there. Yes, at the 49-yard line, a great catch. Is that R.C. Cervantes? That's who it is, Cervantes. And the Panthers are running down the field. They got lots of time here. But what a great throw by Mondrago, Carlos. He was right on the money.
Well, and also he had to throw that one with a little bit of traffic. He had some people that were coming after him, some brown jerseys right in front of him. He gets hit, not very hard, but he gets hit towards the end of the play. Good delivery by him.
All right, an I formation this time. Mondrago calling the signals. Handoff. Brian Flores breaks a tackle, just pushing people out of the way. Down to the 40-yard line, the big one-time linebacker. And a good play by Ryan Flores. And this is as good an offense as I've seen out of the Panthers in about 3 or 4 weeks. And against a very good team, by the way.
Got to keep things going right here now. Got to get right back into this ball game. Some points would be nice.
2nd down and short. Inside handoff, got some yardage. Inside the 40, 35. I think that's Ralph Garcia, I'm not sure. That's who it was, Ralph Garcia. And now they call they're going to have to slow it down here to move the chains, but we're under 2 minutes. We don't want to get going too fast here, Carlos, because we don't want to leave Hanna any time. The ball is inside the actually it's about the 33-yard line. We've got timeout on the field. The Panthers trail 21-3.
Once you see the world through math and science, you'll never see anything the same way again. Go to girlsgotech.org.
You'll see.
I look at the scoreboard, Carlos. It appears from here that it was Hanna that called the timeout because we still have our 1 timeout left with 33 yards to go. And now with a quarterback who's willing to put the ball in the air, you don't know if we're going to pass or run from play to play, and that is good. That's to our advantage. Mondrago, a man in motion. Handoff going to the 40, the 35, up the field we go.
Nobody's out there.
That's Cervantes, 10-5, touchdown. R.C. Cervantes, and the Panthers are on the board again. He came and, man, he scored, and I tell you, when he come to the corner, Carlos, there was nobody home.
There was nobody out there. I think they caught the Hanna Eagles on some type of blitz or something like that, Terry, because there was just nobody onto the outside. Where were the linebackers on that play? They took care of the cornerback. He was well out of play, and Cervantes takes off running. Nice little play. This is what, about a 4 or 5 play drive, 76 yards. The big play was that 25-yard throw, and to R.C. Cervantes.
And Cervantes on a 33-yard run as well. The snap back, the kick is up, and it is good. So Bocanegra makes it go 21-10 with 1:47 to go to halftime. And I'll tell you what, the Panthers are starting to look like the Panthers.
Yeah, they had to get things going right there, and they missed out on an opportunity earlier in the game. They come right back, though, here on a nice little drive using the passing game, Terry. Like you said, sometimes you need to air it out a little bit, put some trust in your quarterback. That's what Coach Verial did with his sophomore quarterback, put the ball up there, and he made the right decision and the nice pass. That was the key to that drive.
I'm not even going to whisper it with Mike Garza going back to run. But is there the possibility of, onside kick? I don't know if you want to let Hanna have that short of a field, but
well, you're still in this ball game.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And the Panthers have been a better second half team this year than the first half. Last week against Pace, there was only one. The second quarter was what the decider was. The other 3 quarters, the Panthers and the Vikings played dead even. So maybe they're just a quarter away from being just a good football team. Well, high and over and kick up to about the 20-yard line. And the Panthers trying to go after their runner. And that's Omar Pena, I believe, on the stop at about the 33-yard line. That was a short kick into that wind. But good special teams coverage to hold him inside the 35-yard line. Considering that guy caught the ball at about the 20.
Yeah, now with 1:39 left, you got to be very careful. What have we seen so far? The 2 Garzas on the outside, and then Saldana up the middle. A very potent offense. Now, what tremendous players the Hanna Eagles have. 2 big old receivers, a nice quarterback who can throw the ball, and then a running back who's pretty shifty in Saldana.
Yep. Stephen Vallejo, number 1 on the run back, but Mike Garza, number 7, and Anthony Garza, number 10, and Randy Ray, that is the quarterback. And they're going to send Vallejo and Garza to the right side, 1 receiver over here to the left, out of the shotgun, and Ray, a big pressure put on. He gets the big tight end in the middle of the field, and he makes the reception. That looks like, is that number 80?
88.
88.
And it's not Michael Irvin either, is it?
yeah, he's probably bigger than Michael Irvin. Yeah, well, let's see who is 88. 88 is Rigo Pena. Got to have a Rigo on the team from Hanna.
Got to have a Rigo, and if you have a Rigo, you got to put him at tight end, because Rigo is one of those names where
tight end,
tight end, big old type of guy, offensive lineman.
Mike Garza to the far side of the field. Anthony Garza this way. They're going his way. They get to Vallejo, and Ibarra brings him down at about the 50-yard line. Good open field tackle by David Ibarra, because otherwise he gets away. He had a lot of room to go.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of an illegal pick, right there. They were trying to pick there Ibarra, but he was able to get away from the pick and make the tackle. Good open field tackle by him.
Hanna's called their second timeout. Both teams have 1 left. The ball is right at the 50-yard line. 21-10. The Eagles trying to get some points before halftime. I'm looking down here, Carlos, at the 35, all by himself. J.C. Cavazos, the defensive coordinator for the Hanna Eagles, who's been with Tom Chavez for a long time now. They hired J.C. to coach at Rivera many years ago after he had left Weslaco, and back in the 90s. And he followed Chavez to Donna. Remember, Chavez tried that 2-year experiment over in Donna that just didn't work out. He came back to Brownsville, and he's doing pretty good now.
Where he found a lot of success was over at Rivera. He had some years in the 90s where he had this team that would just pass. They had big, tall receivers and quarterbacks that could go, and he was involved in some tremendous games.
Randy Ray over here. He's got a receiver, Vallejo, and he slips a tackle but gets out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Yeah. Speaking of, Tom Chavez was the only coach that Rivera had for many years. He was their first coach. I remember when Rivera became a high school, and he coached them for many, many years. A lot of talk around here that he might succeed Rodriguez as the AD, but that just never came to fruition. Trip receivers, we got both Garzas and Vallejo over on the right-hand side. And we've got 57.2 seconds on the clock before halftime.
Yeah, now the Panthers are taking
their last one.
They're taking that time out, saying, you know what, we need to talk about this. What's going on here, guys? We stop them on a 3 and out here earlier in this quarter, and now they're coming back here like gangbusters.
Where did this drive start at?
This drive started
35?
at the 20. No, I don't know where it started. It started around the 35, 35-yard line.
Both bands getting ready to put on a halftime show. Hanna always has one of the top bands in the Rio Grande Valley. And of course, the Panther Corps always does a great job as well. So first down and 10, the ball on the Panther 42-yard line. And the Panthers only want one objective right now, and that's to stop this Hanna offense from scoring. But you got to know, with Mike Garza, Anthony Garza, and Steven Vallejo, number 1, 7, and 10, all shipped out to the right side. I see Sabino Reyna. I see Dominic Elmore over there, and they're looking that way. Now they go left, and they got a wide open receiver. They overthrow him.
One of the first mistakes we've seen by Ray is, he overthrew. He had the receiver open, but also give credit to the defense of the Weslaco Panthers, putting a little bit of pressure on the outside. They know he's going to pass. They got kind of a nickel defense out there with Dominic Elmore and several DBs out there rushing about 4 guys, but they put the pressure on Ray.
The attendant receiver that time was number 81, Roger Sanchez. They look to the right. They try the same pass, picked off at the 40-yard line. 50 down the sideline. That's Eric Hernandez inside and out of bounds. And the Panthers are going to have 44 seconds to do something. Eric Hernandez, number 29, stepped right in front of that one and got the interception.
Well, one bad pass, then another bad pass. Ray overthrows one, and then this one he throws it right into the hands of Eric Hernandez.
They tried the same play, Carlos, to Roger Sanchez. This time, Weslaco was waiting for it. Okay.
Yeah, he was right there, right in the middle of the pack, right there. Just got right into the middle of the lane. It looked like he could have taken off, but just hit from behind and just barely pushed him out of bounds. But he had an opportunity to take that one all the way to the house.
All right, this is big. Panthers have, according to the board, no timeouts, but they have the ball on the 41-yard line. A sophomore quarterback leading the way. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fires it out there. I think they're going to try another pass. Down the field, wide open is DeLeon. 5 touchdown, little razzle-dazzle. The Panthers are back in it. 21-16. Wow, what a play. Was that R.C. Cervantes with that second pass? Yes, it was.
Yep, and it was a lateral pass also. I thought it was going to be one of those, okay, you throw it out there and take off running, but instead he throws it down the field, and in a one-play drive, Weslaco right back into this game.
Are we awake yet or what? What a play to end, getting toward the end of the first half, 21-16, and the Panthers are breathing life again.
He had 2 men open downfield.
Yes. Snap back, kick up, and it is good. So with 35.5 seconds to go to halftime, the score now 21-17 the Eagles, and the Eagles have got to be thinking about what's going on out there right now. That's 14 unanswered points.
What a tremendous pass that was also, because was that R.C. Cervantes who threw it? I mean, that was on the far side of the field. I had a hard time seeing that. But R.C. Cervantes, he took that pass, and then he throws that one right on the money. He had 2 receivers down the field that he could have thrown to. Picks the right one, and the touchdown is right there. Panthers right back in this game.
Good job by Armando Regal. He just one step back, made the quick pass out, and DeLeon was wide open behind everybody.
It was 21-3 just a few minutes ago, Terry.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
A couple of touchdowns later.
We were just hoping to keep them off the board. What a turnaround. That interception by Eric Hernandez. And what I don't understand from the standpoint of Hanna, they had a good thing going to Mike Garza, and all of a sudden now they just stopped it.
Well, they had several things. They had the 2 Garzas going, and they also had Saldana.
Right.
But all of a sudden, Ray, they start throwing to the tight end. They start throwing to some other guys, and give credit to that defense also.
Here we go, big kickoff coming up. This one up, well, down inside about the 10-yard line, picked up there. Here comes the Panther special team, right up the middle, breaking tackles, and down he goes at about the 36-yard line. Good coverage that time. I believe Ryan Flores maybe in on the play. 45 is who it was. And let me check my roster on number 45. That is Michael Sainz, one of the starters on defense. So here we go. We're going to start this thing at the 37-yard line with 29.8 seconds to go. The Eagles can only stop the clock once. They've got 1 timeout left. The Panthers have none. But hello, here we go out on the field. We've seen some crazy, crazy games with Hanna in the past.
Yeah.
From years ago.
Yeah, and we'll see what kind of confidence Coach Chavez has in his quarterback now after throwing a couple of bad passes in that last drive.
Randy Ray out of the shotgun looking left. He tries about the same play. Vallejo, they're trying to strip the ball, and the Panthers are all over it. As they use up some clock there, they kept that ball in the middle of the field. Omar Pena and David Ibarra, who's had a good game, doing a good job up to the 39-yard line, 19.8, and the Eagles have used their last time out.
Yeah, the Weslaco Panthers got to be careful, though. They've run that little pattern, that little, stop pattern out there where they run 2 yards and turn around. Got to be careful, though, on that fake. They'll fake that one and then go deep.
What you got to watch for is some kind of a hitch and ladder play where they get the ball out to Vallejo and he kind of shovels it back to Saldana. And if he takes off, if he's in the open field, he's almost impossible to stop. Well, here we go. This is turned into a pretty darn good ball game, and we've got a whole half yet to play. And despite the fact that they beat Harlingen South, Carlos, I think this is as good as they've looked all season long.
Oh yeah, they're going to improve. They're going to improve as the season continues. They just need to stay in football games as they get better.
Dominic Elmore is going to pick up one of these receivers. They're looking that way. Now they're looking in the middle. Here's a rush put on, and they're going to take him down. And a great play would make a third down, but more importantly, the clock is going to run down, and you can't stop it. It's down to 7 seconds to go. By the time they line up, the clock is going to run out. They're down to 3 seconds, and we're going to go to halftime, I believe. With the clock just ran out. We're going to go to halftime to score. Hanna 21, the Panthers 17.
Look for the bare necessities.
The bare necessities of healthy living are easier than you think.
You better believe it.
All it takes is the right balance of being active and eating well. And the food pyramid shows you the way. Just remember, every color, every day.
With just the bare necessities of life.
Crazy. So eat right. Be active.
Now move. That's it.
And have lots of fun. For your own path to a healthier you, visit mypyramid.gov.
Again, Zach Flores is the quarterback, number 10. He's going to send a man in motion. He's going to roll his. Oh, hello.
You are not from the north side.
We are not from the south side.
And we're not from the east side.
Inside handoff. 30-yard line, 35 to the corner of the 40. He might go 45-yard line to the end zone. Touchdown.
We are Weslaco.
Welcome back to Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas. Our halftime score tonight, the Brownsville Hanna Eagles 21, the Panthers 17. But Carlos, what a comeback in the second quarter by a newly recharged Panther team.
Yeah, they were down 21-3, Terry, and they come out pretty fired up. The Weslaco Panthers do, as well they should. They scored the last 14 points in this game, and they take the momentum going into the second half here, so they come out fired up and got to feel good about the way things are going. A couple of big plays there. You got your sophomore quarterback and then some trickeration taking place. They get some quick, an interception. So far, the play of the game is that interception by Eric Hernandez. That kind of changed things around there for the Panthers.
And they get the football to start the second half. That is sounding pretty good. Look like Omar Pena and John Rojas will be the deep men for this Panther team, the special teams. But I want to tell you what, 21-17, and to me, this is as good as they've looked the entire season.
Yeah, getting better and better, week in and week out, and that's what you do. And you bring up your players, you bring up some sophomores. You even have some sophomores on the defensive line. We were talking to some coaches about that. Number 77 is Jose Cantu. Finally get to acknowledge his sack that he had earlier in the game. And even their quarterback, who's our quarterback here? We got Madrigal, our quarterback.
That kick was 10 yards beyond the end of the end zone in the air, but it only comes back to the 20. Carlos Madrigal, where's he got? He's a sophomore, right?
Yeah, sophomore quarterback. That's what I'm talking about. They got some younger players on this football team that they had to bring up because of injuries, and Madrigal is having a decent night tonight.
Yeah, he is. He's looked good. He took off running one play. We thought, well, where did this guy come from? And Val Zamora, our cameraman, said, hey, he even fooled me in that particular play. So this kid is getting his baptism under fire, so to speak, tonight. His debut as a quarterback for the Panthers. Hand off to Rojas. Behind some traffic. Can he get to the outside? Maybe a yard at the most. Kind of reminds me, kind of taking it back 3 years when we had a youngster by the name of Dylan DeLeon who stepped in as a sophomore. And, of course, he played 3 straight years at that position and did a great job.
Yeah, he came in, he started right away, so he knew that he was going to be the starting quarterback. Madrigal, I don't even think he was on the varsity roster as the season started.
All right, they've got DeLeon as a split out here to the near side. Hand off again, and another play of maybe a yard, but I tell you, when Madrigal a threat to throw, you don't know if we're going to pass or run, and that makes our running game much more effective.
Yeah, this is a Hanna Eagle defense ranked number 2 in 32-5A, so they're going to come out here and they're going to have to face this challenge by this offense. Of course, Weslaco's no slouch either. They're ranked, if you take a look at the offense, they're ranked pretty high also in 32-5A. Over the past couple of years, they've been ranked in the state, averaging well over 500 yards a game.
All right, 3rd down and about 9, passing down with a man in motion. And a hand off, trying to get wide, trying to get up. That's Cervantes, and he might have got back to the line of scrimmage at the 20. It's going to bring 4th down, and so 3 plays and you're out on some runs. But the Hanna defense is stiffened up. Let's just say that.
Well, they did on those 3 plays, most definitely, Terry. And we're going to see what this Weslaco defense is made of. You know, they came out here. They've had some ups and some downs in this football game. Pretty much, they've had some good ups. At least the last couple of series where Hanna had to punt and they had the interception. So let's see what they do now here against this high potent offense. We talked about the 2 guards, the Saldana and Ray, the quarterback. They got 4 solid weapons on that offensive side of the ball. I'm talking about the Eagles.
Sabino Reyna is going to kick for the Panthers. He's back at about the 6-yard line. Gets a good snap. Now he takes off and runs. I don't know about this play. He's up to the 20. Can he get to the 20? No, he only gets to about the 25-yard line. And I don't know if that was designed the way he took off or he just didn't feel he had time to kick.
Well, I think that was a design sneak there, Terry, a fake, and that one's going to backfire on us. The linebackers never bit. The coverage was right there, and they had him all the way.
He got up to the 27. He needed to get to the 30, but now all of a sudden Hanna's going to come out here with a very short field to start the second half. And we'll see how they've adjusted to the Panther defense. They're on the 27-yard line. Saldana is out there, along with number 33, Mario Molina. He's a big guy, but he is the guy who blocks for Saldana. Ray, handoff. Saldana trying to get wide. He's got some quick feet. He's still on his feet. They string him out. Now they bring him down at about the 16-yard line. Dominic Elmore again has got the speed to go get him.
Yeah, but this guy Saldana has some pretty nifty moves. He makes a little fake over here to the outside corner, then breaks it to the further outside and picks up a 1st down. Saldana, nifty moves for a defensive back or for a running back.
He is. He's quick, real quick. He got about 10 or 11 yards in that play. I believe what was it, 27 he started with? And he got to the 15. That's a 12-yard gain. I formation again. Hand off to Saldana. This time going wide. He cuts back, and he just slipped down on the artificial turf. And you really can't credit anybody to tackle other than maybe Dominic Elmore, who was close.
Well, you got to give Dominic Elmore because he was trying to bounce to the outside, but Elmore into the backfield quickly. There was no place for Saldana to go. He tries a little cutback, and that's when he slips.
2nd down and about 12 yards to go from the 17-yard line. You know, one of the big plays of the first half we really didn't mention was that interception by Eric Hernandez. Did a great job. Oh, hello. I just found me a running back.
Ball on the ground.
And the ball is on the ground, and I believe the Panthers have got it.
Yes. They're talking about they need to give it to him. Yes, they do.
Okay. Who was the big guy that just met Saldana? I mean, it was just like, hello, I'm here.
Well, what happened on that play, Terry, he tries to go up the middle, and he keeps his feet going, and that's what you're supposed to do, drive. But while he's standing up, someone strips the ball away from him, and once again, another big turnover. The Weslaco Panthers, we knew they'd be tested. Eric Hernandez, yes, the big interception in the first half. This one, the strip of the ball, we didn't see the play, but this is a big break here for the Panthers.
All right, as they break it out, 1st down and 10 on the 25-yard line. Inside hand of, Ralph Garcia, he got met. So the Hanna defense has come out fired up. J.C. Cavazos has made some adjustments at halftime, but hey, we've got a long way to go. And it's like starting a brand new game over again. Even though we're down by 4, it's like a brand new game. Who's going to win the second half?
Had some fireworks in that first half, but here so far, a defensive battle between 2 teams. The Hanna Eagles, we know that they would bring it, ranked number 2 in 32-5A. The Panthers stepping up. and doing a good job here tonight.
Sorry. Big number 89, Jacob Lugo, now into the ball game. And once again, we've run 5 plays and we might have netted maybe 3 yards at most.
Well, that's the type of offense that they have, you know, so they're going to try to run the ball and try to break the big one. When you have the slot T offense, you run that misdirection, all you need is just one little break, one hole, and when you have the speed back there, as some of these guys that the Panthers have, anything can happen, so that's why they keep going back to that slot T, they keep going back to that running game.
Rojas and Ralph Garcia go out of the lineup, 3rd down and 10, actually inside the 20. Big play here for the offense. Cervantes is going to go in motion. Nope, fake, inside handoff. Again, absolutely nothing, maybe a loss of 2 or 3 on the play. Bring up 4th down. So 6 straight running plays by the Panthers, none of which have netted over 1 yard.
And now we're playing a field position game right here, and that's what usually happens when you have defense going against defense. The last time the Panthers tried a little fake, this time they're probably going to just try to get rid of it and see what happens.
Got to take advantage of those turnovers, and Sabino Reyna, remember the last time Sabino Reyna did not punt, did he? And he took off running. We almost got the 1st down, but let's see what he's going to do this time. Good snapback. He's going to kick this one. Decent kick inside the 50. That's Saldana, I believe, back at the 45-yard line. And they're going to try to bring him down. And he's still going down the sideline. And finally, and then fumbles the ball, but it went out of bounds. It looked like number 40, Ryan Flores, but man, I'll tell you what, he took it back to the 25-yard line. That punt had netted 4 yards.
My goodness,
4 yards.
Several things happened on that play also. First of all, not a bad punt by Sabino Reyna against the wind, and you see the return, and he was able to shake off one blocker and then get some good blocking. He had a wall. He actually had a wall to the near side of the field, but at the very end, it looks like even a little bit of a face mask gets away with it. Our guy does. Ball comes loose at the very end. Hanna luckily had someone there.
They've got better field position this time than they did last time. They're on the 22-yard line, 1st and 10, so they have been operating in Panther territory. You give credit to the Panther defense for doing as good a job as they are. But a net of 4 yards on that punt.
They started the last drive at the 27. This one is starting at the 22.
Right, 5-yard gain, I guess, on the field, like you said, the field position. So Ray is the quarterback. He's going to run an eye. You got to know Saldana is going to touch the ball again. Yep, he does. Right up the middle, got a hole. 15, cuts to the outside, 5, touchdown on the very first play, 22 yards, and we got a little extracurricular going on about the 20-yard line. And we've got a touchdown on the play as Hanna Saldana has scored again.
22 yards, right up the middle. And if I'm Coach Chavez, that's what I do. You know, the quarterback, he was doing a pretty good job in that first quarter, but in the second half, a couple of turnovers for him, or at least an interception for him. I just give the ball to Saldana and see what he can do, and he shows why he's a pretty good runner.
Here's the snapback. The kick is up, it's high, and it is good. So with 7:09 to go, lightning strikes as Hanna scores. I'll tell you, when you get the ball inside the 30 on a good offense like this, you're going to score a few. 28-17, the Eagles lead.
Get your hands up. With so many things to choose from, no wonder many choose to be crunk-free.
We're here at the heart of Dry County celebrating the Soberville victory. So tell me, Eric, what is the secret for you winning the championship?
Staying crunk-free, baby.
This is Sola McSober reporting to you live with the latest sports news.
If you're under the age of 21, you will be arrested, fined, and you will lose your license for 365 days. Know the facts and be part of the solution.
Well, let's see what the Panthers are going to do this time. They've run 6 plays of offense in this half, none of which have been over 2 yards. So they're not fooling anybody right now, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to have to kind of regroup and see what's going to work for us here in the second half. The last time this kid kicked, he kicked it over the end line, and he's going to do it. He might get it through the goalpost. This kid has got a leg, and remember, he's got the win with him in this quarter anyway.
And what a weapon that is.
Oh, yeah.
To have someone like that, and those are the types of players that you need, you know, when it comes to playoff time. You know, you got those tight games like that. This is a guy that could probably kick a 50-yard field goal.
Well, with that win tonight, you got to believe that. Well, here are the Panthers again. This is, I believe, the 3rd time that they've had the ball on the 20-yard line. And they're trying to get some yardage. I don't think they've got 5 yards in the second half right now, but we'll see. Anything goes. They're down 28-17. Can they come back like they did in the second quarter? Cervantes is going to go in motion this time. Handoff coming the other way to Rojas. And he spins, and he might have got a yard on the play.
Yeah, those are plays that were there for him early on in this game, but it looks like the linebackers and Coach J.C. Cavazos have made those adjustments right there. They've shut down the middle. The cutback was there, not anymore, as the Hanna Eagles playing gap control defense.
Yep, he got about 2 on the play. Second down and 8. That's one of the bigger gains of the second half, but everything has been between the tackles so far. 6:39 to go. Madrigal is going to call the play here. And a little confusion out there. I think we're going to timeout. The Panthers call timeout. 6:31 to go here in the third quarter.
Get a life, a student life.
Get a college education, a great one, close to home.
Lots of career choices.
Certificates, associate degrees, or a bachelor's degree.
With flexible class schedules, or learn from home with online classes.
And now, online associate degrees.
Affordable tuition.
A great education.
And an awesome student life.
Get it all at South Texas College.
All right, third down, actually second down and about 8 yards to go as we come back out with a timeout here. Fake. Madrigal looking to throw, and he is going to be brought down for a loss back at the 12-yard line. And right now, the line of scrimmage has been just totally taken over by the Hanna Eagles on both ends of the field.
Big old number 11. Big old number 11 in a brown jersey with yellow numbers. That's Chris Ortiz. He just took out one of our blockers, just bowled right over him. And then Madrigal, he went after him, made the sack.
Yeah,
and the rest of the Hanna Eagles were right behind him.
14-yard line, is that where it's at? Third down and 16 to go. Joseph Martinez, number 11, comes wide. He's the only wide receiver. They're going to try to run the ball. Trying to get to the 20. They spin. That's Rojas. And he might have got back to near the 20. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 10. And for the third time in about 6 minutes, the Panthers are going to have to punt with the line of scrimmage being the 20 or less.
One of the things I've noticed about these guys in the brown jerseys, they do a good job of tackling. Once they get a handle on you, they're not going to let go. And we see a shoestring tackle here once again, the handle on the shirt of our running back, and he brings him down.
Now the line of scrimmage being the 20. Is that, I thought that was Saldana, but is that number 5 going back? It looks like number 6. The deep man for Brownsville Hanna. Yeah, 5 is on the sideline. Sabino Reyna. Low squibber. And he's got to run. This one is going to take a break down inside the 44-yard line. And no run back. So a much better result from the punt that time. You can bet Saldana will be on the field this time.
Well, you know, and then 28-17, you got to feel that there's still a shot for the Weslaco Panthers, especially with the Hanna Eagles. They've shown that they can put that ball on the ground. They've shown that they can turn the ball over through the air, so that always gives you a chance.
Well, this is the running formation. They do have Mike Garza out wide, but the other 2 receivers, that is an interesting play. They have Anthony Garza, I noticed, Carlos, he was lined up almost on the bench over here, but he was still in bounds, but he was in a sea of brown.
Well, he's been doing that all game long. They stretch him way out here, so you bring your cornerback way out and you just basically take him out of the play by lining up way deep.
Well, to me, it's almost like if you're not paying attention, he's out there hidden. Is that Saldana coming out of the line?
They'll do the same thing. He'll line up right over here. No, he's actually coming out.
Yeah, he's coming off the field.
But they've been doing that all game. They line up way wide out here.
All right, second down and 10. And we've got a timeout by Hanna.
Yeah.
Interesting. 4:13 to go in the third quarter. Hanna leading 28-17.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier. I live the Army values. I will never
accept defeat.
I am the guardian of freedom
and the American way of life.
I am the Army National Guard.
Defend freedom. Visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com today.
All All right, after the timeout, Hanna on the field. Somebody's going to find that receiver out here. This would probably indicate a passing situation. Ray drops straight back, looking down the field. Up the middle, he's got a man out there. Can he get to the ball? And almost intercepted. The Panthers had two, Sabino Reyna and Omar Pena. I thought Reyna was going to get the interception.
He had no business. Ray had no business throwing that one into double coverage. He was open there in the middle, but he throws deep, and that's where the coverage was, and it was almost intercepted.
Reyna with some great closing speed. It looked like the two D-backs were almost in the same area at the same time, but Sabino came close that time.
If he throws the ball a little bit earlier, maybe that's a catch.
Yep. Third down and about 11, so another big play for the Panther defense as they try to win the game of possession. Straight back drop. They're going to go for Garza over the middle. And a great catch out there. And I don't know if he got the first down. It is going to be darn close. I think he's got it. I'm looking at the side judge. And, oh, man, what a generous spot that is.
Well, they give him the forward progression.
Yep.
But he was up a little bit beyond the 45-yard line, and then he was driven back. So
I believe that was number 3, although I don't have it. But that might have been Saldana, 5.
Did I say forward progression? Forward progress.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Coming
up with new terminology here.
Hey, we had what did we have, a Foxism last night? Now we got a Carloism. a Robledo special there. Big number 88 goes to the other side. 1st and 10. Hand off to Saldana. And down he goes at about the 44-yard line. You know, he's had a couple good runs, Carlos, but boy, for the most part, the Panthers have done a nice job on him.
Well, it's hard to get around. It's hard to get around Elmore out there. Elmore doing a good job on that outside corner. If you get around him, you got a lot of room to work with. But Elmore, he stuffs the tight end or the tackle, whoever it is trying to block him, and there's no place for him to go.
He's one of those runners. If he gets a step on you, you're not going to catch him from behind. But as long as you can keep him moving laterally, I think you got a shot at him. Okay, the Garza boys, one to the right, one to the left, number 7 and number 10. Second down. Oh, a little movement that time. And Saldana cuts back against the grain, and they're all over him. But I was looking for a penalty marker. I thought there was some movement that time.
There should have been, there should have been a penalty on us, but we get away with one.
Yep. We don't get away with too many either this year. That's 40-yard line. That's a gain of about 5. Yeah. Now they are calling a penalty.
Oh, they did. Just didn't see the flag.
Yeah. Well, what they're going to do is they're going to go back and start it. They're going to get the penalty. That way the down marker doesn't go. It'll stay at 2nd down and 5. Otherwise, it went to 3rd down and 5. But they've got the ball in the 40 and taking some time off the clock. And they are trying to push it down if they can. They lead 28-17, trying to open up the gap. Right now it's a two-score difference. They're going to throw. Ray, big rush put on, and out they go. The big fullback down to the 29-yard line. Boy, that guy's a hoss. Number 33 for Brownsville Hanna, Mario Molina.
That time a better job by Ray looking over his receivers. He tried to go deep to Garza. Nothing doing there. Goes to the fullback underneath. That's a better call for him. Better throw, and they get the first down.
But that's the guy he's the guy that's been blocking for Saldana. He's been the fullback out there. All right, they send Mike Garza to the right, Anthony Garza to the left. Ibarra is going to take on Anthony Garza. He steps back a step or two. Hand off to Saldana. He's got some opening. Cuts a tackle. Oh, and down he goes at the, about the 22-yard line. And on the stop that time for the Panthers, it looked like Francisco Jimenez. Although he's listed as a running back.
8 plays already, 8-play drive, Terry, and now the Hanna Eagles taking time off this clock. If they put more points on the board, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Weslaco Panthers.
It sure is. They lead 28-17. A minute and a half to go. This has been one of their longer drives as far as running the ball, on shorter plays.
Yeah, good ball control.
Hand off to Saldana again, and he might have got to the 20. He didn't need much to get the first down.
That's where they've been having more success, is running up the middle with Saldana. Those outside corners doing an outstanding job. Elmore on the far side. I'm not sure who's on this near side over here. But whenever they've had success, it's going to be up the middle for the Hanna Eagles.
All right, 3rd down and real short yardage to go. The ball just inside the 20. They've lived in the Panther red zone all night long here. You got to believe this is going to be a short running play, but you never know. Yep, hand off to Saldana. He's squirting, and he's down to about the 15 and 14. Like I said, I was just hoping of this guy, Carlos, if we could jar him loose, maybe make this kid fumble. We don't know how he is at holding onto the ball.
Well, he's dropped it a couple of times. He's dropped one, or he got one fumble and then another one on the return. That was another fumble, but recovered by his own man. So, yeah, we just hold him up and strip, then we get back in this game, but the clock is running down here.
25 seconds. This may be the last play of the quarter. Of course, this is the win with them this time. A little reverse coming wide and wide open. That's Mike Garza. He gets to the outside the 10, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown. Mike Garza on an end around. Wow, we didn't expect that.
11-play drive, 55 yards. No big plays on this drive, just total ball control offense, a lot of running, very little passing. Hanna looks like a pretty good football team in 32-5.
They do. That 1 third down conversion up to about the 40-yard line, to me, was one of the key plays to keep the drive going when they had 3rd and long, but they kept moving the football. Kick is up and good. 11.8 seconds to go, and the Eagles have opened it up. 35-17. They've scored 14 points here in the 3rd quarter, and it's been their quarter.
You got to take your hats off to these guys. And how young are these guys? I mean, we've never heard about Saldana. He could very well be a junior on this football team. Ray, I mean, these are guys, if you had heard of them, they would have been playing last year. They're that talented. This is a pretty good football team the Hanna Eagles have.
They were young last year. They were young. They're kind of coming of age this year. So. .8 seconds to go. 14 points have been put on the board by the Eagles. Let's hope the Panthers can turn this thing around and maybe get some momentum going into next week's game, which I believe will be a home game against one of the other Brownsville schools. Or it could be San Benito, I'm not sure. I think San Benito's at San Benito this year. I know we've got Porter coming up at home. There's one of those high, deep kicks again. And when he's kicking with the wind, this kid is like a thunder boomer. But we'll see what happens in this quarter, because this quarter, which is going to end in 11.8 seconds, will have the Panthers with the win. Although they did most of their scoring in this ball game against the win in the 2nd quarter, because they were going into the win and were able to put some points on the board. They've been at the 20 a lot of times, and I don't think they've had a play more than 5 yards in the entire half. Inside handoff, and again, just absolutely nothing.
And the Hanna Eagles just loading up. How do you stop the slot T? Well, you got to load up right there, right around the line of scrimmage, put as many guys as you come up near, and that's what they're doing.
After 3 quarters, it's 35-17, the Hanna Eagles.
On April 1st, 2010, our nation will be counted. Every person, whoever they are, wherever they live. And what we learn will transform what we know about ourselves. The 2010 census, it's a new portrait of America.
As we start the 4th quarter, the ball on the 21-yard line, another short gain. And the Panthers, I don't think, have been beyond the 30 this entire half here. They have been stuck back at about the 20-yard line for about 9 or 10 plays so far in this 2nd half of play. Rojas in motion. Madrigal's still got the ball, and they're going to bring him down. He's going to be sacked inside the 10-yard line, but there's a penalty marker on the play. That's the 2nd sack against Madrigal here in the 2nd half. The defense for Hanna has really stepped it up.
And then the flag over here, and it's going to be against the Weslaco Panthers. They're going to decline it. Holding Weslaco.
I'll tell you what, I feel bad for the quarterback, because Hanna's surge at the line of scrimmage has just been unbelievable. They have totally dominated the line of scrimmage here. 2nd half.
They made those adjustments. And they're not really shooting the gap here. That's really the first time we've seen a defensive lineman in the backfield. They're just doing a good job of controlling that line of scrimmage, not getting blown out of their spots.
That was a loss of 10 yards It is 11 yards, actually. Right up the middle they go. Still going. That's Brian Flores, and he's taking people with him up over the 20. And I think that's 4th down again. And for the 3rd or 4th time in this half, they have had the ball. Have not got. I don't think they've been past the 25-yard line yet.
No, but the good news is here, they're punting with the wind, so that's going to help them out a little bit. If Sabino Reina can get one up high in the air and let the wind carry this one, they could, make Hanna at least work for it a little bit.
Well, Hanna worked for it last time. They had a real long drive. We got players coming all over the field right now. We're down to 5 seconds to go, and the Panthers are going to have to burn a timeout because they were not on the field in time.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from Veggie Tales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done. For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
11:02 to go in the 4th quarter, and I'll tell you, the noise you hear is just to our left, the Hanna band. That's another thing. As long as the Panthers were playing good ball, that band was pretty quiet.
It was always quiet. For many, many years,
yes,
the Panthers have been dominating Hanna or any other Brownsville school.
Sabino Reina, high snap. He's going to take it. You're right. There's a good kick there at about the 45-yard line. Oh, they missed the tackle. Now they've got a wall to go behind, 40-yard line. And down and out of bounds they go, but they're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line. Ryan Flores was able to come up and make a tackle. When they missed that first tackle, boy, the wall formed.
They had a whole bunch of brown jerseys out there. Good thing that someone was able to get through there. Good job by Brian.
Ball at the 29-yard line. And right now, Hanna's looking for that final dagger. They lead 35-17. And they are looking to extend right now. And they've done it, Carlos, in this half, not with passing. Remember the first half, they had some good yardage passing. This time, it's been running.
And that's what I thought that they would do, because they've had some problems passing against the Weslaco defense, but running the ball is where they've had more success.
Man in motion. They're going to throw this time, though. Inside pass. Oh, they dump it off. A little razzle-dazzle down the field. Wide open. And incomplete. A great defensive play by the Panthers. Was that David Ibarra that closed that fast? Somebody did. He was wide open in the end zone.
Well, Garza was going for Garza. And when Garza threw it, let's get the first names down. Might as well get them right. Anthony Garza throwing to his brother Mike Garza, and he threw it up there, just threw it a little too high, and it was knocked away at the last second.
That was a tremendous play by the secondary of the Panthers that time. Because, like I said, we all thought he had 6 points.
You think Coach Chavez was saying, hey, you got that play, we got that play too?
Yeah, that could be. These guys have known each other for years and years. Ray this time, he's going to hand off to Saldana. He's got some opening, 20, trying to get outside, and they knock him out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Remember, Carlos, we came back on this team in the second quarter after being down by 18 points. We're down by 18 again, so I'm pretty sure Hanna wants to put this thing away, because if Panthers come alive, they could make it close.
Yeah, and a little turnover here, a little something there, big play left or right. But they're going to need a stop right here. You're exactly right, Terry. They need to make a stop. If not, it's going to be an even bigger uphill battle.
16-yard line is where it's at. Ray, the quarterback, hand off, and Saldana breaks a tackle. He's still breaking tackles. Now he gets to the outside, and a tremendous block. They finally knocked him out of bounds, and we're going to have a little scuffle going on between Anthony Garza. Right now, the referees, I think, have done a good job by not pulling the flag out. Some referees will yellow hanky everything. But I want to tell you, Saldana broke about 3 tackles and got some positive yardage out of that.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you got a back like that who has strong legs and he's pretty quick. He can bounce around over there. And, you got to think of Barry Sanders type of guy where you think you have him corralled, and then all of a sudden he takes off in the other direction. And he picks up some yards.
Well, nobody can get a clean shot on this kid. He's not very big. Hand off to the big guy, Molina. This time, whoa, he is thrown down hard over there by 89. I believe that's Lugo.
And that's those corners over there for the Weslaco Panthers. Not the corners, but the defensive ends, I should say, that play around that corner. Elmore and Lugo doing a good job. Like I said, you can't go around these guys. Weslaco has always had really good team speed. If you're going to attack the Panthers, you're going to have to go up the middle and see what you can get. Because the outside, nothing's there.
Well, here we go. A big third down play for Hanna and for the Weslaco defense here. The line of scrimmage is the 13-yard line. Third down and about 7. Ray, the quarterback, he drops back he's got a pass, picked off at the 5, 10, 15, down the sideline, jumps and tackle. Here we go, down the sideline, the 50. In pursuit is Garza. Here we go, Omar Pena on the haul. He's down and he's horse-collared at about the 3-yard line, but no flag on the play. He was horse-collared big time.
You're only going to get half the distance anyway,
yeah.
but
What a play by Omar Pena. Stepped in front of the pass, almost took it the distance.
This is the break that they needed. And Omar Pena just steps right in front of it, Terry. I can't believe they don't call a horse collar on that. Either way, it's still, you're not going to get much out of that. But I'm watching the replay on the board at the very end. He pulls him down. That's a textbook horse collar right there. You got to call that play, referee.
Mike Garza, who was the intended receiver, saved the touchdown. And that was quite a sprint for both these guys. Here we go, first and goal to go. Madrigal leads him out. Ryan Florida's into the end zone, touchdown, a one-play drive, and the Panthers are back in it. It is 35-23. We talked about this before. They were down 18 in the second quarter, came back. They're down 18 here in the fourth quarter and saying, hey, we're not done yet.
And just when we talk about these, the 4 players over there, the Garzas, Ray, and Saldana for Hanna Eagles playing outstanding football, it's Ray that has really been the one that is making the big mistakes. Another turnover here, and Weslaco's right back in this football game. It was a turnover that got him back in the game in the first half, a turnover here, an interception in the second half.
Bocanegra, here's the kick, and that is up and through. So with 9:12, we got a lot of time left here. 9:12 to go. It's 35-24, and 2 interceptions tonight have been very key. One in the first half by Eric Hernandez, one here in the second half by Omar Pena.
Man, how things change. And once again, if I'm Coach Chavez, I put the ball in the hands of my running back because I don't trust my quarterback at this point of the game.
Yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes, and he...
at the very least, you just throw that ball away and put that kicker on there that's been kicking, all these into the end zone. Put him up there and get 3 points.
Well, now let's see what our kicker can do with the win, Carlos. Let's see if we can bring one deep and then go get him. Bocanegra is going to kick the ball from the 40, and remember, he's got a heck of a win behind him.
And now the Hanna Eagles, after having the ball in great field position, now they're going to have to work for it just a little bit more here. Let's see if our guy can knock it through here and get them to start to get a little touchback or something going here.
That's number 6. I thought it was number 5, but that's number 6 in the deep spot. That's Kevin Reyna, along with Steven Vallejo. They almost think that they're going to get an onside kick coming up here, but I think it's too early for that. Although we're down by 2 scores. Bocanegra is going to take a shot at it. Let's see what he does here. Out of a spinner. Picked up by Vallejo, and out of bounds he goes at about the 21-yard line. We will take that. That's about as deep a position to start it with the Hanna's had all night long.
Absolutely. I don't know why he didn't try to take that one out to the 30. It looked like he had a little bit of room out there. That's a gift for us.
Yeah, we'll take it. But now, like you said, the Garza boys, Randy Ray and Saldana on the field, and if this is the biggest defensive stand for the Panthers so far right now. We get the ball back, get a score, we got a whole new ball game out there. And I give the Panthers credit. They could have folded up the tent and went on home, but they didn't. They stuck with it. Okay, whoa, all alone out here. Somebody better come find Mike Garza. And, well, maybe they knew the play. But, Carlos, I saw Mike Garza out here all by himself and not one defender anywhere near him. If they would have snapped off of that or an audible, he would have been wide open.
Yeah, it looked like the safety was watching him a little bit, but, yeah, he was wide open. They throw it out there. He's gone.
Oh, yeah, he would have scored easy. I mean, and right now he's coming back in. Nobody is – this guy you don't want to forget about. We're down to 8.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. It is second down and about 7 to go. The ball on the well, I'm going to say about the 24-yard line. Now Anthony Garza does get some coverage. Randy Ray, handoff again. Saldana trips it up, and he might have got 1 or 2 on the play.
And here's your play of the game so far.
Right.
On a 3rd and short, the Weslaco defense, if they can come through right here and stop Saldana, you got to believe it's going to be a run, Terry. After a couple of turnovers by Ray, you really don't want to put the ball back into his hands. Give it to Saldana, see what he can do. The Panthers, let's see if they can stop him.
And even if they have to punt, they're going to have to punt into that wind. So you're right. We have about 3rd down and a long 2, short 3. Anthony Garza over here to the other this side. Mike Garza to the other side. And they're going to fake. They're going to throw. They got a wide open receiver, and they dropped the ball. That's one of the few drops all night long. They had Mike Garza open if they'd have saw him, but it's 4th down and about 2 or 3, and the kicking team comes on. I'll tell you what, we were kind of lolling around in the second quarter, Carlos, and boy, did we get woken up. And all of a sudden now we're thinking, oh my, here we go again. And all of a sudden now we're waking up. R.C. Cervantes is going to go deep for the Panthers.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defense, Terry, for keeping Weslaco in this game.
Oh yeah, they've done a great job. High snap, but they go get it. Good kick. Cervantes, he's just going to let it go. Smart play by R.C. Molina down there, that big fullback. He is a huge guy, that number 33. And here come the Panthers.
Here come the Weslaco Panthers now with a little spring in their step, Terry, right back into this football game. They know they can put some points on the board right here, get things going, and also go deep into that playbook. Let's see what they can do now because kind of running out of time here at 7:29 left in the game.
Offensively, I don't think they've had 20 yards in this second half. All their yardage has been on a return by Omar Pena. Now it's time for that offense to step forward and pick up some yards. Cervantes in motion. Pitch out. He's going to throw. Down the field. He's got a man down there, De Leon. He comes back for it. I don't know. No, it's dropped. They've tried this 3 out of the last 4 games. They've tried this halfback pass, and they're still looking for success on it. The one time they did have it tonight, they did get a touchdown earlier on. But that was a little different type of play. That was kind of a lateral pass.
And it's a tough play. It's a tough play for him to make out there because your receiver takes off running. You got to throw it way deep. You got to have a big-time arm to get it out there. He was open, but it's very tough to get a 60-yard pass like that downfield.
Yeah, he was probably 12, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. If he'd been a lateral pass again, he would have got De Leon because they've been that short of a distance. We got timeout.
Welcome to CTE Rocks, where technical education courses bring out the professional in you. Are you enrolled in a technical education course? If so, why not join one of several CTE clubs available? Meet new people, make new friends, travel, see what the world of work is really like. Compete with only the best. Clubs are available for students enrolled in career and technical education courses. Clubs like Skills USA, BPA, HOSA, DECA, TSA, FCCLA, FFA. New this year, National Technical Honor Society. Come be a part of CTE. Jumpstart your life, jumpstart your future.
Yeah, the Panthers coming on the field. Tony Villarreal calling the timeout. We're out of timeouts, Carlos. I'm looking on the board. We have 0. They have 2 left in the ball game. And the line of scrimmage is the 35-yard line. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Let's see what they've got coming. Joseph Martinez comes out to this side. R.C. Cervantes, who has not caught too many passes tonight, out to the right side. Fake the handoff. Nope, I'll tell you what, the running game has probably got negative yardage this half. Absolutely nothing. Ryan Flores trying to run the ball.
And a defense in the backfield quickly there. Nothing doing, disrupting things in the backfield. It's hard to get things going, Terry, when you got a guy in the opposite jersey in your face.
My question is, where is John Rojas? We haven't seen a whole lot of him in this half. We've seen Ryan Flores, and that's about it. Maybe Ralph Garcia a couple of plays. But here's a big play here. No, it's Nathan Alvarado at quarterback. He's rolling. He throws down I don't know, did he catch it or not?
Yes.
Yes. Nathan Alvarado, number 9, in at quarterback, rolling the pocket out to the right, and it looks like De Leon made the catch right at his shoe top, and they moved the sticks with 6.5 to go. Great play by the Panther offense that time.
Well, you had to get something going. You have to make the play on that big third down, and De Leon, he had to reach down and grab it, Terry, right out of his shoestrings and make the catch.
So Alvarado has come in as the replacement quarterback. He's going to throw, I think. No, he's going to take off and run and get spun around. He might have got 1 or 2 yards. They're chasing him out of bounds.
And working the clock here may be important now, Terry, because they have no timeouts left at 6:04 remaining in the game. You're still down by a couple of scores. So, yeah, running out of bounds is a smart thing here. Save yourselves a little bit of time.
2nd down and 9. They're over near the Panther bench on their run as far as the hash mark is concerned. So they're going to get the play in a hurry. Weslaco needs to get something going here. Got a run, got a hole, and almost breaking the play is John Rojas.
Yeah, good team speed here by the Hanna Eagles. It looks like Rojas had an opportunity there, a big hole in the secondary, but the team speed of the Hanna Eagles brings him down, but another first down for the Panthers.
Yeah, in fact, this is the most offense we have seen in the entire second half by this team. And it all started on that 3rd down play by Nathan Alvarado to Joey De Leon. Rojas comes out, 1st and 10. And we're down to 5:42. And is that a Hanna timeout? They've got 1 left. They lead 35-24. Don't go away, folks. We got a good one here.
It's been a passion of mine to make a difference in a child's life. I began my career in the classroom, and over the years I've climbed the ranks of administration, with the last stage serving as Weslaco superintendent. I am proud of my accomplishments, including being named Region 1 Superintendent of the Year. But this couldn't have happened without my education at UT Pan American. It gave me the knowledge to be a leader for our youth. UTPA made a difference in my life. It can make a difference in yours.
He's number 9. He's more of a runner, but let's see how it works here. Yep, John Rojas again behind some blocking. 40, 35 going to the sideline and gets spins. Still going. No, I think he went out of bounds, but I saw some of the blockers out there in front of him. It looked like number 52 for the Weslaco Panthers leading the interference out there. That would be Eliseo Pena.
Awesome job there by those guards to pull out there and kick out the linebackers. The linebackers are there in position to make the play, but the last minute they're cut down. John Rojas does the rest.
Well, they're running toward the sideline. They're trying to, use that clock as best they can without any timeouts. And now Hanna is only down to 1 timeout. So this game is going to go quick one way or another for the rest of the way here. Nathan Alvarado was coming in relief of Madrigal. Fakes, he's going to throw. Now he tries to take off himself and breaks a couple of tackles. Still on his feet, knocking guys down. Remember, this guy is a linebacker, and he's got the first down and then some. That's the first time we've seen him run in a while, and he's a fiery ball player. He plays with a lot of emotion.
Well, Nathan Alvarado is listed as a senior linebacker on this football team at 5'10", 160 pounds. And on that play right there, he looked like a linebacker because he takes off running and he didn't just go down after the first hit. In fact, he hit some people on that run for the first.
That linebacker mentality, huh? Hit before you're hit. Here we go, 5:05 to go in the ball game. Inside handoff coming the other way, got some running room. The 30, the 20, the 15, the 10. John Rojas knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. First down and goal to go for the Panthers, and they're moving that football again.
Got to give a lot of credit to Nathan Alvarado coming off the bench right here, or at least coming in at quarterback. He's probably playing linebacker, doing a good job here. A little spirited quarterback out there, the senior, and this football team looks a little bit different with him in here.
Yeah, and coming this late in the ball game, but that play he had on 3rd down, the pass to Joey De Leon, really the key play of this whole drive. First down and goal to go at the 8-yard line. He's looking to throw. No, not this time.
Protect the ball.
Yeah.
He was down.
He's down. Yeah, he's down.
He was going down there, and he was trying to just put that ball away, and now he's having problems with his helmet. He's going to have to get that adjusted too, but one of the things you definitely want to do right here is protect that football.
Yeah, he's got a little more experience at the quarterback. That Madrigal, maybe they took Madrigal as far as they could take him, and Nathan.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
He did a good job. He kept no major mistakes by him. He kept Weslaco in this football game, but maybe just need a little bit of senior leadership in here.
Well, maybe that last sack he might have been injured. We don't know. Second down and goal to go now from the 16. Rojas in motion. They're looking to throw into the end zone. They loft it up, and is it intercepted? It is. Good effort that time, but the ball was intercepted. That was intended for De Leon. A big turnover, but I want to tell you, I'm impressed with the Panthers. They are giving it what they got.
And you got to give him a big hand. And Coach Tony Villarreal, that's the first thing he did is go shake the hand of the quarterback over there on that play, Nathan Alvarado, for leading his team down the field, and a valiant effort here by the Weslaco Panthers. Still in this football game at 4:08, but something major is going to have to happen, another turnover or something like that. But, he did his best to try to put some points on the board.
It's going to be an uphill climb for the Panthers. Had that been a touchdown, Carlos, we had all kinds of time left. It would have got real interesting. So the Panther defense is going to have to come on there and jar the ball loose, get a turnover. I just can't see a pass coming up here in these next 4 minutes. They've got to be running the football. That's what they're going to do. They're going to hand it off to Saldana. He tries to get wide. He's got some running room. Down the sideline he goes, and he's still on his feet. Cuts back against the grain, but I think he stepped out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Boy, this kid can run the sidelines as good as anybody.
Meshach-like running this kid has. Not quite the breakaway speed that he has, but he'd be right behind him.
Reminds me more of Michael Blackman, I guess, but yeah, what a job he does. And he got to the outside. The Panthers are going to have to get to the corners a little quicker because this kid is, he's quick.
Yeah, he is quick.
I think he's leading. Isn't he leading the district in rushing coming into this game? So he's adding to the total. He's had well over 100 yards, probably close to 200. Handoff again. This time he cuts back against the grain. He's not going to get much, but right now all Hanna is trying to do is take time off the clock because the Panthers cannot stop it.
Yeah, all they want to do is just get some first downs right here. More a ball control type of offense. Keep the ball inside. Don't go out of bounds at all. Keep this clock rolling, and they got to feel lucky that they won this football game here with the turnovers that they had in this game.
Yeah, this is by far and away the best Panther effort I have seen almost all the whole season. Even though they won the first game against Harlingen South, they're up against a very quality team in Brownsville Hanna. Showing blitz, flag down in the play, cut back, and not much on the play, but there is a penalty marker almost at the snap. The Panthers had a couple of penalties. Remember in the early on, Carlos, really, really hurt them. But other than that, the second half, they have been almost penalty free.
Been doing a real good job. They protected the football. It's going to be offsides actually against the Hanna Eagles. Protected the football with the exception of that last interception that they had, But yeah, other than that, they played a pretty solid football team. I think they've just been pretty much outmatched in this football game. Hanna Eagles, they got a lot of talent on the other side of the field.
That's a play I have not seen in years and years. Offside against the offense. Usually it's illegal procedure. They used to have offsides against both teams, and then they went to this penalty called illegal procedure, whatever it was, against the offense, offside against the defense. But they did call offside on the offense. Second down at about 9, but the big thing for Hanna is they're running clock. Raised, no, he's going to have a draw play to Saldana. Can they go get him? He spins. He gets maybe 2 or 3 yards. You keep that guy in the middle of the field, I think you got a shot at him. And who is that making the tackle? That's twice now. I've seen number 25 in there, and that is Rivera. Jacob Rivera, number 25 on the stop. He's had a couple here in this drive. But the clock down under 3 minutes. Panthers want that football back. 3rd down and 7. I'm sure that defense is saying, come on, guys, let's get the ball back for our offense.
And they can do it. You know, the clock is running down, but a little turnover here, and Weslaco still only a couple scores down.
Handoff again. Saldana, he's got the room. Now he cuts up the field, and here he goes. 35-30 down the sideline. Panthers going after him, but he's going to score another touchdown, this time from 57 yards out, and that'll do the ball game. Saldana is he's got a night, at least, he's got to be close to 300 yards.
Well, he's a leading rusher for a reason. He bounces to the outside, near side, and then after that, it's just off to the races, and he shows he has that breakaway speed. He almost had one earlier in this drive, a nice long run, but he stepped out of bounds. This time he doesn't, and he scores. How many yards he has? He has probably at least 200 yards.
I'd say close to 300. Remember, he had the first touchdown was like 70 yards. Here's the snapback. The kick is up, and it is good. With 2:22 to go in the ball game, the Eagles have opened it up to 42-24, outscoring the Panthers 21-7 in this half.
Yeah, they came to play in the second half. They had a bad second quarter. Other than that, they've had a pretty good football game. The Hanna Eagles have. This is a pretty talented team. They're going to go to 3-0 in district. Wow.
This all started after that interception in the end zone, and where they got the touchback to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they've had to overcome a lot of adversity. I mean, this is a football team that is pretty exciting, and they could have, they could very had 50 points on this game, but they've had to overcome some turnovers, some interceptions, and the Hanna Eagles, congratulations to them. They have a good football team.
Carlos, I haven't mentioned this kid's name all night, but he's definitely been part of it. Luis Garcia, number 12, the kicker. This kid he's been booming them away.
Well, that's their secret weapon.
Yeah, number 12. Let's see what he does against the wind. This should be interesting. He's been kicking them out of the end zone with the wind. Let's see what he does now. And the ball falls off the tee.
He's your secret weapon. He's one of those guys that you can use. It's an automatic 3 points once you get the ball around the 35-yard line.
All right, here we go. He's going to kick it off. There's another boomer. This is against the wind, and he's about 7 yards deep, and the Panthers are going to bring it out. And with the ball to the 20, and still coming. That's Omar. Is that Omar Pena again? Remember, he had the long run back on the punt, or on the interception. So Omar Pena is having a big night out there as well. I think he shocked everybody. He was about 6 yards deep in the end zone and just kind of started coming out and then didn't turn down the speed.
Think about it. You get the ball at the 35-yard line. You kick the ball from around there. That's a 42 or 52-yard field goal.
And that was into the wind. We didn't know what he was going to do against the wind. He was awesome.
I think that kick can hit a 52-yarder.
Alvarado, the quarterback, in I formation. Handoff. Trying to break tackle, still with the football. That's Ryan Flores up to about the 37-yard line as we go under 2 minutes. The Eagles have one timeout left, but they're not going to stop the clock, that's for sure. Cervantes goes out. Jose De Leon comes into the lineup.
Ryan Flores having a pretty good game here tonight. He's done a really good job of running with that football. Big fullback type there running up the middle.
Oh, what a nice, was that Ryan Flores making that move? You know, it makes you wonder, one of the guys they were missing tonight was Aaron Burciaga. He did not play.
He's been quiet all season long.
And he's a weapon.
He is one of those weapons. It's been one of those years for the Weslaco Panthers where you're kind of thin, you're kind of inexperienced, and you don't have all the players that you've had in years past, and the De Leons and the Misha Grilases and those guys, and then the injuries. That doesn't help.
Still going up over the 40 to the 42-yard line. They might have the first down. They're down, getting close to the minute mark. You know, when your season is not going well, Carlos, those injuries become more and more magnified.
Yes.
You know, when you got a good season going, you don't notice them as much.
Yep.
But when you're struggling, every player, especially rebuilding, everybody knows this is a very transitional year for the Panthers. We're down to about 55 seconds to go. And, well, that was nothing. Flores is met by about 7 of the Hanna Eagles. And that's going to bring up second down and long. We might have time for a couple of more plays as the players are getting a little emotional out there right now. We're down to 30 seconds, 2 plays at most left in this football game. And let's see if the Panthers have got anything to show Hanna. Cervantes in motion, pitch out. He's going to throw another pass. Down the field, he's got Martinez, and they pick this one off at the 45-yard line, and down the sideline they go, and whoa, what a hit. That's going to bring a penalty marker because he was hit almost out of bounds over there on the far sideline. A huge hit by the Panthers. But with 12.7 seconds to go, I'm sure Coach Chavez, I would assume, Carlos, is just going to touch a knee down.
Yeah, probably just sit on this one.
But the defense for Hanna came up big in the second half. Because remember, the only touchdown the Panthers scored was off about a 90-some yard return on an interception. Yeah, they're going to get the ball, whoa, inside the 20. And I'm going to guess down to about the, well, maybe by the 21-yard line. Yeah, they're in that formation where they just kneel down. I don't even see Saldana. He's not going to play this one out. They're not going to take any chances there. Yep, kneel down. Can't stop the clock. And the Eagles are going to win 42-24. Carlos is as impressive a team as we've seen all year long. They and Los Fresnos are definitely the class of this district.
Yeah, how about these Brownsville schools? We've seen Pace already play, and now we've seen Hanna. And it looks like the top 3 teams in this district are Los Fresnos, Hanna, and Pace. We've seen all 3 of them already. They've all beaten Weslaco. Those are the top 3 teams. Now Weslaco's going to have to regroup. They still got Porter Lopez and San Benito that they have to play. Am I missing anyone else?
Rivera.
And Rivera. So Weslaco still by no stretch of the imagination are they out. Even though, yeah, they're 0-3 in league play, if they can go to 4-3, they still have actually a shot at making the playoffs. So it's time to just regroup and move on.
Okay, a night here at Sam Stadium. Carlos Robledo and the Key West staff. Don't want to forget the Key West staff.
Julian Olivares was here tonight.
Yes, yeah. Julian? Yeah, okay.
Mike Palacios was here tonight. Val Zamora. And Rafael Cavazos.
All in the house. All in the house.
And me and you.
Yep, and we're here. All right, on behalf of everybody at KOS and Carlos Robledo, this is Terry Beitler wishing everyone a pleasant good evening from Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas. The final score tonight, Brownsville Hanna 42, Weslaco 24. Good night, everybody.